Are you an entrepreneur who is realizing you need to learn sales, or you're looking to become a high-ticket closer in your sales career? Well, we're about to watch my client's first ever high-ticket sales call. My name is Garen Phillips. I have built a YouTube channel to 193,000 subscribers and made hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube. I'm also a high-ticket closer, and I have been doing high-ticket closing for a few years now, and I've helped my clients make hundreds of thousands of dollars in their business closing their offers. I've sold things that are $30,000 in price tag down to $3,500 in price tag. The average commission for a high-ticket closer is anywhere from 10 to 15%. So if you sell a $5,000 offer as a closer, you make 500 bucks. If you're doing an average close rate, which is of 40%. If you do 3 calls a week over 7 days a week, you're going to be roughly making $4,000 a week or $18,000 in a month. So if you're looking to learn and improve your sales skills, I hope you learned something in this video. Enjoy. This is Will, and we're about to watch his first ever sales call. I met Will about 2 months ago, and we were at the gym. He needed a spot on bench, and after talking for him a while, he told me that he just quit his job and started a fitness business from scratch. I told him I'm a former YouTube and professional marketer, and I've basically been coaching Will on building his business over the past 2 months. This is where he's at currently, so if you go follow him on Instagram and he's got a lot more followers, that's awesome because that means he's being successful in doing it. But he is a fitness coach with a passion for raving and healthy living styles. But we are now going to jump into his first ever sales call.
Hello, Internet. My name is Will Mojo, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is I have no idea what I'm doing in sales. I'm a new entrepreneur, and you are about to witness one of my first ever sales calls that I'm going to have with a friend. I sell an online coaching service, and I'm going to attempt the close framework from Alex Hermosi and see how we do. Hopefully she drops on in pretty soon and we can get this kicked off.
Okay, backstory in a few points real quick. First off, I wish I had recorded my first ever sales call. Man, I was in an MLM doing basically, I'm not even going to get into it, but my first sales calls were rough. I was selling life insurance, which is a rough thing to sell. Props that you have the foresight to record this. I don't know if he's recording this for me and he knows that I'm going to shoot this video and upload it to YouTube for millions of people to see, or if he is just recording it for himself for future reference to like look back on. Either way, you know, I wish I had recorded mine. You should 100% record yours if you are have never done a sales call, or if you're a beginning entrepreneur building your business. The other thing too, Will, I know you text me and you're beating yourself up right now because you haven't gotten any closes yet. You're not supposed to get closes when you're beginning. Like, you don't, trust me. Sales is one of those things that is the first sale is the most frustrating, but you get to a point where you just are confident in your ability and it doesn't really matter what you're selling. You just know the value of the thing that you're selling and you know how to talk to people. And it's a skill that is it's indiscriminate of industry or whatever you're doing. Sales is a human skill. It's a social skill that never leaves, and it is universally applicable no matter what you're doing in life, because it doesn't matter where you go, someone needs help selling the thing that they have. Let's get into the video. The other thing I was going to mention too real quick was, I was going to go over the actual pipeline. This person jumping on this call, quick backstory. I coached Will on putting out a bunch of content, and I had him basically record a quick 60-second video that's like, hey, my name's so-and-so. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to get into the details, but if you want to know the exact script that he used to get this person on this call, you can DM me on Instagram and I will send you over the resources. But essentially, I had him record this video and then send it to every single contact in his phone. And he's gotten a few bites off of it already. Those people bit. He sent them a little follow-up and like a schedule, and then scheduled a Zoom call, and now we are here. So that was the inbound pipeline for this call. And let's skip forward.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I'm probably going to have to bleep out personal information, so I'm going to write down notes.
Oh my gosh. Hello. How long has it been? Can you hear me? Hold on, let me see. Can you hear me?
I always do thumbs up, thumbs down to like visual get to confirmation that they can hear me or not.
Take your time.
And I always always have them turn on the camera. Always have the camera on. There is so much information that is acquired by you from the facial expressions of the person you're talking to. It is infinitely more harder. I guess if you're somebody who's watching this and you do phone to phone sales, you can close through the phone, which that's great, a great skill to have. And you can pick up on the tonalities and the information from the ear. But I like to see their face. I like to see what their reactions are. It's super important that they have their video on. The simple way to get them on video is right off the bat, as soon as they join. If it's a black screen, say, "Hey, so-and-so, I can hear you, can't see you. Your camera's not working. You need technical help." And you just like elephant up front immediately. That way you don't have to convince them to turn on the camera. It's kind of like a implied statement. So if you don't say that and you wait, and then you get into the call and you're like, "Hey, can you turn on your camera? I'd like to see your face." And they're like, "No, I don't like showing my face." No, just we're having a call. We're having a conversation. We're talking. Hey, what's up? Your screen's black. I can hear you. Can't see you.
The phone speaker on my phone doesn't really work.
Something kind of like. Were you working at the pool? Were you working at the pool today?
Not today.
Memorial Day weekend. Are you guys kind of open or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I had to. Yeah. I mean, I covered.
Good rapport. Will knows this person, so it's always good. And this is actually one of the important variables for sales is trust factor. It's intimidating and it's uncomfortable to like contact a bunch of people that you already know, and you feel like you're being a sleazy car salesman if you sell them. The reality is you're helping people, and if you're providing a service that you believe in and that you know is going to help people, you are not being a sleazy car salesman to the people you know. You are possibly transforming their life depending on what it is that you're offering. And also, it's not up to you to decide what your value is for what you're selling. It's up for them to decide if it's worth their time to pursue or do this. So the message that he sent wasn't like a salesy message, but all right, I completely lost my train of thought, but we'll just continue with the video. If it comes back to me, I'll restate it.
Covered someone's shifts.
He's doing really well with rapport. He's talking, catching up with the person. It's always important to have maybe 3 minutes of banter when you first get on a call. Keep it short though. If you're 10 minutes into the call and you're still talking about BS and like personal stuff, it becomes mentally exhausting for the person. And by the time you get to the end of the call or the close, they're kind of just fried, and it can be a really hard close. You usually want to keep sales calls to about 40 minutes or so.
In the morning on Saturday, and that's when after that it started getting really chaotic. And I've just gone these past couple of days like with a couple friends or something, but I haven't worked it this weekend.
So. Sometimes it's just kind of nice to like.
Oh yeah.
Hey, wanted to say like.
So I caught a emotional word. So I always pay attention to. There's a thing called neurolinguistic programming, which is basically the psychology and art or the science of like how people talk. It's more for therapy, but it's very useful in sales. She said chaotic. I always pay attention to emotional words that are reflective of a person's life. Chaotic is a word that could reflect somebody that's in a place that can be hard to make decisions, or just chaotic is not a stable word to have when it comes to a sales call. And that's something that I always pay attention to. As we go through this call, I'll point out more emotional words I might see.
Like thanks for spending your Memorial Day weekend, with me. I'm sure like friends, family, could have been some other stuff. So I appreciate you kind of hopping in. I'd love to learn a little bit more about like you, what's kind of like the interest.
Very respectful what you said, Will. Thank you for taking the time to jump on this call. Unfortunately, in sales, that can be bad framing, because while it makes sense politeness wise, and you're a very polite guy, when it comes to sales, you're opening the sales call. It's almost like you're asking for their time, and now you frame the conversation as if you're selling them and they're deciding whether they want the thing or not. That's not how sales goes. So correct sales, and this is a lot of people have, honestly, coaching people in sales is basically just rewriting their bad beliefs that they have of sales from our culture and from movies and stuff. Like if you think of a salesman, you probably have a preconceived idea of what that is. It's usually like a sleazy car salesman, or it's like somebody who's trying to manipulate you or persuade you to get something. People come into sales and they think that their job is to convince somebody that the thing that they have is valuable. That is not how you approach sales. You approach sales with, hey, I've got this thing that I know is going to help people and better their lives. I want to talk to you now for the next 40 minutes to learn about you and see what you're struggling with. What are your problems? You want to meet people with a ton of empathy and understanding in a sales call. And the entire call is basically just asking them questions and trying to learn about them so that you can understand their problem. And the more you understand their problem, the more that will tell you if you can actually help them. Maybe we're going to get into this call and she's looking for something that is completely outside the wheelhouse of Will's expertise. And if that's the case, you say, hey, love talking to you, love catching up. I don't really think that I'm, the person for you for this based on everything that you've told me. But I do know somebody, or I do know some resources that I can send you that would probably help you out with this problem. Let me connect you with somebody, or let me send you something. And I always try to end a call with a give, no matter what. So even if somebody comes on a sales call with me and they don't purchase anything, I give them something. I take time to listen to them and understand, what is your problem? Why are you here right now? Why are we talking? And what can I do to help you with that problem? And if I can't help you with my own skill set and my own knowledge and my own services, I know somebody who can probably help you with that. That is a phenomenal way to enter every sales conversation, because you're no longer selling. You're helping somebody, and you just so might happen to be the person that can help them, at which point you exchange money for your services and time. But the point of it is to help them. So you want to take that frame towards your sales calls. Enter a sales call with like, hey, thank you for taking your time to jump on this call. I'm really excited to talk to you, because it just frames the situation wrong. And also, a great way to look at this is basically look at sales calls and going on dates with women, or if you're a woman watching this, going on a date with them, is very similar. You wouldn't go on a date with somebody and say this.
Or something, but I haven't worked.
Like, thanks for spending your Memorial Day weekend, like, with me. I'm sure, like, friends, family, could have been some other stuff.
You wouldn't say that line on a date with a girl, so don't say it in a sales call.
So I appreciate you kind of hopping in. I'd love to learn a little bit more about, like,
so for
you, what's kind of like the interest? Is there like a wedding coming up, or I don't know, is there a baby shower? Like, what's kind of the interest?
That was one of
and like whatever you're trying to.
This is a probing question. It's like, hey, why are we here? What's going on? Why did you book this call? Like, do you have some new like life event that's about to happen that you got to get ready for, and that's why you're looking into solving this problem for your life? Like, what's going on? And then you want to get them into talking and story and visualizing.
Whatever you're trying to accomplish. Like, why kind of now?
I don't know the messages. So
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I'll just ask. I don't know. But yeah, I guess working. No specific event that I know of. And I feel, I guess, pretty confident in how I feel in my body right now. But I feel like, I do just want to tone up more. Just because, like, without training as much for, like, I'm going to start.
So she kind of doesn't know why she booked the call. She knows why she books the call. She's just not saying it. Usually you have to ask somewhere between 3 to 7 questions to get the actual answer in a sales call. So as soon as she says she doesn't know, I'd be like, well, like, obviously you didn't book this call because you're like bored. Wait, are you bored? Like, is this like a pity call where you're just talking because you're bored? It's okay. It's okay. Like, you just say some bullshit, but you always challenge what they say. You challenge the reason why they're saying that they want something. Even if they're very confident in the thing that they say, it's probably not the real reason. There's usually a deeper underlying reason as to why the first answer you get from any question is not the real answer, basically. That is a cardinal rule in sales. Unless the person jumps on the call and they're like a very A-type, hey, what's up? I booked this call. This is my problem. Here's what's going on. I've been shopping for a bunch of different resources. You're the other person I've been talking to. What's your service? Like, what's going on here? Here's exactly why I need to do that. Like, if they're approaching you like that and they have a background in sales, then they are probably being very straightforward with you. Her jumping around the question and not knowing why she booked the call is not an answer. So you hammer that down. Well, obviously you booked this call for a reason. So like, what's going on with you?
More consistently again. Like I'll swim after work like a mile, at least like once or twice a week at least. Recently, I'm trying to like take advantage of when the pool's not super full. So I'll do that.
I'm gonna speed up the call.
Yeah, and I also started climbing, but I'm not like crazy climber, so
climbing.
Like some of my friends. So
you started climbing and thinking about like possibly doing some swimming stuff.
Yeah.
So are you thinking about like toning up, getting like a little bit of muscle definition, like good like hip to waist ratio kind of thing?
So I'd be asking, like what I'd be diving into maybe the emotional thing. So like you're trying these new things, you're doing a bunch of different stuff. Why do you do a bunch of different stuff? Why not just like run all day or like lift weights all day? Like most people just like choose one thing and do it. So like, what do you get out of swimming and climbing and running and all the things that you're doing? Is it like a social thing? Do you like hanging out with people? Like, what is it beyond, just working out as to why you are into fitness? The goal is to get into the emotions and get into like the deeper levels of why she's doing something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, my soft spots are my tummy for sure.
Hey, all of our soft spots.
Okay, that's a good rapport. That's good. That's good feedback. Will comforting her on that. So tummy, we got the first insecurity. Tummy.
You know what I mean?
Protecting what's good. Yeah, I think.
What else are you thinking about? Is it anything, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, muscle would be good, but I think like toning would be nicer for sure. I mean, within toning, just I would hope I would keep my muscles. But yeah, definitely just I guess working at the pool takes a lot when it's hot and like there's constantly like something going on and we're having to like run back and forth, and so like in the job already it's already kind of pretty active and it's fun, but I would like to I want to just feel like an Amazonian warrior is what I'm going
I
for.
love that.
Okay, so now we got a vision. We got a vision of the future of some stuff that she's not feeling good about, and we have a clear vision of what she's looking like. So I like to simultaneously dig into the past or the current experience of somebody's problems and pains while simultaneously creating the vision of their future. And this is common sales. So I want her to, where did the vision of an Amazonian warrior come from? Like, did you used to watch, what was that cartoon? I can't think of it, but like say something funny where it's like, have you been watching too much, blah, blah, is Wonder Woman your favorite superhero? Why Amazonian warrior versus like a triathlete or a bodybuilder? Like, what is it about that vision that you're attracted to? Like, what is it? What do you think that your life will be like if you're getting that body and that physique? Are you single? Are you dating right now? Are you like why? What's going on there? And then simultaneously, once they have that future kind of painted in their head, you go back to like, okay, well, where are you at right now? What are you doing currently to solve these problems? And what happens if you don't do anything to achieve this Amazonian warrior physique? Like, how are you achieving this goal right now? And is there anybody helping you, or are you just doing it on your own? How long have you been doing it on your own? And what does the trajectory look like right now for you to actually achieve that goal? Let's say you want to and then you got to get them into then it goes back to the vision, and it's like clearly defined goals. So it's like, I don't know what her physique looks like, but an Amazonian warrior, usually you got to put on weight, you got to put on muscle. It's a lot of work to look like that. So you needed to get definition of like, well, how much weight are you trying to put on to your legs or your hips, or like you're trying to slim your tummy and get cut and put on muscle. So like you're probably going to need to put on 10 pounds of muscle, but also simultaneously cut fat. So like realistically, where are you at with that? And how long do you think it's going to take you to get there? And then they're going to give you a time like, oh, it'll probably take me like 6 months or a year. But because you've asked questions previously, it's like, Yeah, but you said you've been working on this for 6 months already and you haven't really gotten anywhere in that. So like, let's be real. If you haven't gotten anywhere in the past 6 months, you're probably not going to get anywhere in the next 6 months. And that's probably why we're having this call right now. And like, I want to help you. I want you to achieve this goal and this vision. Okay, I'm going to shut up and continue. But long story short, get them to paint a future vision. And we've got that. We got the Amazonian warrior, and we've got current situation or current problems that they're facing.
Amazonian warrior.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't have any raves or anything.
What does that look like? Is that like confident, sexy? What's the adjective? Strong?
I love
defined,
these questions. These are good questions.
All the above. Plus?
Plus,
Good questions.
yeah, like,
so you got her
like
thinking in the future and the vision.
I love that.
yeah, like it's like I want to work for me or like do this. I don't know. I'm interested in doing this. Like
You
just
sound comfortable. That sounds comfortable.
Work for me. So that I don't understand that. Anytime I don't understand something, I ask them to clarify it. Always get them to clarify as much as possible.
Like a mindset thing, not just like physical health is like one thing, but also like some like mental health too, like confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I think that's also another thing is like doing something that gives a base for me to like rely on or like to like have confidence that like I'm seeing these results or I don't know what. Like I put in the work, I put in the effort.
Okay, so there's more there. Base for what? Are you mean a foundation? A base for what? Like, are you currently not confident in the body that you're in? What are you feeling right now? Sorry, sorry for you listening to coughs right now. I have strep throat, which is phenomenal. I've been super sick all week.
I can do like some like biking or swimming and stuff, but if there's something like I just like run out of ideas of how to do some workouts or something. But I think untouchable.
Okay, so her word earlier of chaotic and her statements now indicate that she's kind of all over the place, which is common. You know, a lot of people are like that. Usually what they're looking for is stability. They're usually looking for some kind of stability or a clear track or a clear plan to get what they want. Now, sometimes these people that are very all over the place cannot be the ideal client because they jump from one thing to the other, and they probably more than likely they can jump from the thing that you're doing to something else. So they don't always make the best client. You know, never say never judge a book by a cover, but usually people are very dedicated to the thing that is clearly defined. So part of a sales process is to make sure that the clientele are clear in the vision that they want of their future. The more clear, the part of your job as a salesperson is to make sure and to get the clientele or the prospect to be crystal clear in what they want, because you cannot help them until you understand what they need. And if they can't be clear on what they want, you cannot understand what they need. And therefore you can't help them. And this is where the sleazy car salesman and like the persuasion and manipulation sales stuff people apply to, because they think bad salespeople will take somebody who is not clear in what they want and they will sell to them anyways, and they'll collect money anyways. And that damages businesses in the long run, because the business, so there's the salesperson and then there's the actual business or the business owner or the people fulfilling the business. And if you take a bunch of people who don't know what they really want and they just got manipulated by the salesperson, and you put all those clients into a business, some of them are going to succeed, but a lot of them are going to fail and churn or burn. And more importantly, they're going to leave a lot of bad reviews, or they're going to be upset with the business because it didn't solve their problems. But fundamentally, the clients should have never been put into the business in the first place, because the salesperson was not trained correctly, or the salesperson is just trying to close sales to make money to get their commission. And that's a cultural thing. It's a whole thing we're not going to get into. But long story short, your job as a closer and a salesperson is to get the client to be very clear on what they want and what that looks like and what their trajectory is to succeed in that thing that they want.
Like outfit, you're kind of thinking of like,
because the more convicted they are in that statement, the more likely they are to follow through with you into the future of the service of the business that you're providing. If somebody does not have conviction in the vision that they want, they're going to have less conviction in the service that you provide, and they're going to be a higher rate that they churn out of your business.
I have been
an occasion dress. I don't know. Is there something that you're kind of like picturing in the back of your head what this could look like?
I mean, I wear a bathing suit all the time at work. So I mean, yeah, just feeling good in that. I had to order a new one yesterday just because it got stolen from the lifeguard office the day before.
These are a
So
lot of
whenever
good
that comes in,
questions.
I'm just like,
You're
I want to
doing
feel
it.
good for sure.
For somebody who's their first sales call, this is not bad. This is not bad. You are doing good, and you're asking the right questions.
And yeah, I mean, I feel like the job is pretty like, yeah, like the body is pretty out there for everyone to see, I guess. I mean, everyone's bodies are everywhere at the pool.
So I'd ask her, like, are you not confident in your body? Like, does that job bother you? Are you getting some kind of like anxiety being in a bathing suit? And just be genuine about it and be like, is this a problem for you? Is this something that's bothering you? I would ask more into these statements here.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, like I want to have a presence that is like oh shit, she works out or something.
Really? Yeah.
But don't mess with her. Don't mess with her.
She's indicating an emotion of not really sure what the emotion is. Maybe it can't be status. She wants to be recognized. She wants to be seen. Also, but she also mentioned not to not mess with her. So maybe there's some level of security. She feels more secure or safer in her life by being physically fit, and that's a very common thing for a lot of women. A lot of women in general don't feel safe, and depending on where they're at. So that can be a big thing. That can be a huge thing for a lot of women. And I wonder if Will picked up on that.
What's that Amazonian woman like kind of power going on? Okay.
And that correlates to Amazonian warrior. Amazon, knows how to fight, knows how to handle and protect themselves. And
Why we're not in like
those types of images, like an Amazonian warrior, it's a very clear image. And there's a lot of preconceived notions that are revolved around an Amazonian warrior. So you can deduce or deductive reason a lot of things from that image alone that gives you information as a closer to further dive into like that archetype.
6 months or something, yeah.
Oh, in 6 months?
Yeah, like we could start a year from now, 3 years from now.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how this works, but
well, it's also kind of up to you. Like, kind of wondering, like, is there something like?
Okay, she said she doesn't know how this works. She's expecting you to lead, Will. So she's very much in a deferred state right now, and she's looking at you as being the expert and showing her what she needs. So let's see what
Right now, it's like kind of makes sense. Like, oh, I kind of do want to like change some things up. Like kind of what you're talking about. Like, I do want to feel that way, look that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Not specifically. I don't. I think it's more like, oh, Mojo sent out this promo vid or something. Let me check it out, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, like I have started wearing like some different styles of swimsuits that I never really would have worn, I guess, before. So that has been interesting to feel my confidence in. But yeah, like, I don't know. 6 months from now, I think just because it's like summer. Taking advantage of like the weather. I mean, I could do it 6 months from now too, when the weather cools down and stuff. Yeah, winter. I feel like just coming out of winter.
So I'm not sure if she's talking about like starting in 6 months or starting in 12 months. That's a very common objection. Is like, oh, right now is not the time. The correct way to respond to that is you always ask in the beginning of the call, how long has this been a problem? So a lot of objections can be handled in the beginning of a call by gathering information. And this is why you ask so many questions, but like you always ask this question, which is, how long have you been aware of this problem? How long have you been aware of it? And even deeper, how long do so once they tell you, oh, I've been, thinking about this for like 6 months or a year or something, a lot of times people have been thinking about something for a very long time before they ever talk to somebody to solve it. It's almost like a guarantee that it's been at least 6 months that they've been aware that this is a problem. However, once they tell you 6 months or 12 months, then you follow up with another question, which is, okay, so you became aware that this was a problem for 12 months ago, but like, let's be real. How long has this actually been a problem in your life and you just weren't aware of it? And like, it's been, affecting you. That's usually like 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Some people are like 10, 15 years. I've had sales calls of people. I had a sales call with a guy. I don't want to, this sales call really bothers me. This guy was if you're a salesperson, you relate to this. There's certain calls that you have that stick in your mind forever. And you know that this person has to buy the thing that you are servicing. And if they don't, it's like, I have to help this person. This person has to buy from me, not because I'm trying to get money from them, but because I know that the thing I'm selling will help them dramatically for this. There was a guy I had on a sales call years ago. He was a 55-year-old virgin and had never had a girlfriend, had Jack Black level energy. Like, this dude was just an amazing person, an amazing personality and being. He had like really low testosterone, like 188 something. It was really low on his blood work. But the thing that I had that I was servicing was 100% solve him. But he, as soon as he saw the price of like a couple $1,000s, he jumped off the call. And I'm just like, I still think about this dude to this day, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope he got his problems figured out. But long story short, what was I getting at? I keep losing track of what I was talking. Oh yeah, talking about past problems. This guy has had a problem for 40 years. 40 years he has been aware of I don't know how long he's been aware of the problem. You have to be aware of the problem for that long for that. But the people are either usually 6 months minimum awareness of a problem. The problem has been a problem in their life the majority of their life. So when you get to like, are you ready to move forward? Or are you ready to tackle this problem today? And they're like wishy-washy. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. Or, maybe in a few months it'll be better. And be like, listen, man, this has been a problem for you for 6 months. You've been aware of this problem for 6 months. This has been a problem your entire life. And I just know from doing this for a long time and being a professional at what I do, we're not going to have another call on this. You're going to forget about this call. You're going to forget about this conversation. And this problem is going to continue until you decide to do something. I can help you with this problem, but I can't solve this problem without you being willing to solve it. So let's be real. Are you ready today to solve this problem and to tackle this? And I'm here for you, and I'm here to help you with this. And I know I can do this for you. Here's all my case studies and testimonials and results that show that I know what I'm talking about. But like, let's get started. Like, we can solve this today. You don't have to have this in the back of your mind weighing on you anymore if you choose to. It makes the closes way easier to get those questions up front. So always ask, how long has this been a problem? And after that question is answered, ask how long, okay, so you've been aware of the problems of this long, but like, how long has this problem actually been affecting your life? More than likely, it's been a long time.
So, yeah. But how does this work in general?
Happy to like go into anything in like kind of the program. You're not the first person to also kind of go through. So a couple months ago, I quit my job to do this like full time. Started training to like get my license and just reading and consuming all the information that I could get a hold of. So it's everything that we did like at UT except online, pretty much. And then a little bit more.
Okay. So when a client asks you, how does this work? You did good, but you want to keep it short. You're pretty short. I've seen some people go into like an entire elevator pitch, or like they pull out a PowerPoint and they explain everything. Don't do that on a sales call. If you ever watch any of my sales calls, I basically ask questions for 40 minutes. And in the last 2 minutes, I say, well, here's what I do. I can help you with this. This is the price. Do you have any problems with price or timing or anything like that? Let's go through the objections and the things that you might not be okay with. And we'll see if this is something that's right for both of us. But when it's good to tell the story, Will, I like that you told the story. Let me rewind this.
So it's everything that we did like at UT except online. Pretty much. And then
watch her facial expression. They have a background. They did triathlete stuff, I think, at college or something. So that's how they know each other.
A little bit more. So kind of curious. I kind of want to hear like a little bit more about like your background, and it'll help me think about how I could also like share what would be most helpful kind of to you. What do you think's kind of held you back from like getting to that point? Like,
okay, so I was looking for facial expressions of like negativity. I didn't see any. But you always got to be careful with past experiences, because just because in this case you guys shared a common experience, just because you might have enjoyed the experience does not mean the other person might have enjoyed the experience. So you always want to follow up with an empathetic question of like, well, first off, did you like the triathlete stuff that we used to do, or did that kind of suck? Was that not like your ballpark? Always focus on their experience and where they're at. So with that, you also don't want to you don't want to paint an image in somebody's mind of a past experience that you are not aware of for the client to, like, you don't know if that period in their life was a good time, or if that's, you can create a negative perception of your service if there's a bad memory attached to any of that stuff, even a subconscious memory, even something that they're not even aware of anymore, but like just a general negative feeling, like maybe the coach was like really mean to them, or something happened during that period of their life, and that negative memory is attached to that experience or that time in their life, and that can make you lose a call or a sales just from that. But never paint past experiences if you're not aware of like how they enjoyed it and stuff like that. So the correct way to answer a question when a client asks, how does this work? Super simple. Like, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It's like, it's pretty simple. All I got to know is like, what do you want? What are you trying to get? And then I build a game plan for you on exactly what you need to do to get there. Now you might have a already built business, or like a step-by-step process of like what happens at that point. If you're selling like another type of business, you basically show case studies and testimonials, and it's great to paint that picture of the vision that you can help them. So like, if you have a clientele that's like the clientele you're talking to in the case study, you pull them up in this question and you just say, well, okay, so let me explain to you how this works. So this is so-and-so, and she joined my program at this point. Her problems were this, very similar to yours. We did this, this, and this. Real quick, you get through this as quickly as possible. And in like 90 days, she looked like this. In if fitness, you'd have a before and after photo. So are you ready to get started? Do you want to look like this? Do you want to look like an Amazonian warrior? Boom, bang, done. You don't get into the weeds. Do not do an elevator pitch. Do not explain anything. There's some prospects that will ask a ton of questions. I won't cover that in this call because we're already getting pretty long on this, but you try to explain as little as possible, and you present it in a form. What's more important is your bodily presentation, your confidence in what you're saying, and just being confident that you can help, you can help this person. They are going to read that more than any information that you say. And here's a great tip in general for any sales call. People will not remember the information that you give them. You're hyper analytical of the thing that you sell in your sales calls because you're studying to improve and get better. And you're in the weeds really hard on your closes and your calls and your business. And you're really passionate about the weeds. You're really passionate about every step-by-step process and how muscle protein synthesis works and how the anatomy of the shoulder and the rotator cuff is super important for your health. You're super into the nerdy stuff of your business. Your prospect is not. Your prospect does not care. And more importantly, your prospect will not remember anything you say on a sales call. And this goes back to dating. When you go on a date, most of the time, people don't remember anything of what they talked about. They just remember how they felt. They just remember, oh, this person was cool. I had a fun time on the date. This was fun. We did this and we had this experience, and I felt really good on this call. And he's really intelligent and really smart, and all the things that people say on dates. They don't care about the details, nor do the details matter. The only thing that matters is, I can help you. I know your problems. Here's the solution. Let's do this. Let's move forward. The feeling that you give somebody is way more important than the details. And that's why you stay away from details. Details just overloads the brain. Hey, are you enjoying this video? I hope you're learning a lot. And if you would like to see more videos like this, it was actually recorded in my 365-day-a-year video business journal. Yes, I have a video journal that I do every single day, and I am documenting the process of building a business from scratch. Building a YouTube channel to 1 million subscribers, building my Instagram to 100,000, and building my revenue to whatever it ends up going to. If you're an entrepreneur or a high-ticket remote closer or just somebody working remote, I know what it's like to work in your room all day, every day, and it can get quite lonely. And you probably also believe that the 5 people closest to you is a very important thing when it comes to success in life. But unfortunately, as a remote worker or somebody who is in the early years of building your business or your career, it's extremely lonely. I know that because I built a YouTube channel to almost 200,000 subscribers 7 years ago, and for the first 4 to 5 years, I did it completely alone. So I created this journal for you to be exposed to different ways of thinking and different ways of thought so that you can grow your business and your career. So if you're interested in that and you would like to see more videos like this, there'll be a link somewhere.
Is there something that's kind of come up? Is it
Yeah, I think
So I get what you're doing, Will. You're digging. You're asking more
like I get
probing questions, but you're kind of just asking the same first level question. This is another common thing that people do in the beginning of sales is they know that they need to dig deeper. They're just not quite sure on the question. They don't know how to dig deeper. They haven't developed the skill of digging deeper, or they're just afraid to dig deeper because it feels a little invasive or it feels like you're getting into personal stuff. I will ask, if I'm coaching somebody on business or money and sales or cash flow, I'll straight up ask in the beginning of the call, what was your business revenue for last month? Like, how much did you make last year? What was your tax returns? How much are you paying taxes right now? Do you have a CPA? Like, I'll ask the most invasive questions possible because if I'm selling business or anything in finance, I need to know that information, because how can I help you with that problem if I don't even know what's in your bank account? It might not be comfortable for you to tell me about that, but if you have problems with money and you're uncomfortable talking about money, there's probably a symbiotic relationship there as to why you're bad with money. You're bad with money because you can't talk about money and you feel emotions towards your money. We're not going to get into money psychology right now,
I
but
think it's more like
so what you need
I'll
to
get
do
used to having like a training partner or something, but then but I mean a training partner that's also like a romantic partner, but then things whatever
Okay.
and then like my mind is like, oh man, but it was really nice to have them to train with or something.
Just to have a training partner.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to keep this call professional, but is it me or am I getting a slight vibe that this girl just likes Will and that's why she booked a call? Let's keep this call professional. But the fact that she's mentioning she dated people that she's trained and she's looking for a training, there's a few things through this call that have indicated that she finds Will cute. But I'll try not to point those out and just stay professional, but I do have to call out the elephant. I think I'm seeing it, but I don't know if anybody else is seeing it.
What up?
Basically, yeah. And so like I met him in November.
Okay.
And like for a couple, or we went on like
November.
It was like bike rides, climbing, like just like physical activities like that, swimming and stuff. And then I did like take it into my own like hands. Just when I saw, I was like, oh, like this is my goal. Like I'm training for this race, and no one else is gonna do it for me but me. I had more I don't know, accountability for my own actions. So I would like just like train, like swim at least on my own, run a little bit on my own. But I like team stuff, like, that's why I joined the Tri team.
Yeah.
The accountability and like not being in school. I mean, I've run into coworkers actually that like are signed up for triathlon. So we're talking about like, oh, we should swim together or like do some training together. But it's like our schedules are like different.
It's difficult to like align everything on like a consistent basis. Like, oh, like I can count on this every week, like a one-time kind of thing.
She's given you a bit of a story now, and you're kind of getting into the story here of her and how she's into what she's in. So I would dig into the story and be like, okay, so your boyfriend got you. A lot of people get into fitness because of like a friend or a partner. She mentioned that she started to look for accountability or doing her own triathlon and holding herself accountable, which is a very big indicator here on the sales call. I would ask her a question of like, well, how is your overall? So she's indicated chaos in her life emotionally and indicated kind of just being everywhere and kind of being scattered and trying a bunch of different things and having a bunch of different people. So that shows me instability in her life, and she's probably looking to handle that. So the emotional problem here is maybe that. And I would hit her with like, okay, so like walk me through your transformation into your own triathlon and like breaking up with your boyfriend. Like, how did your schedule or routine change, and how are you managing, keeping yourself accountable towards your fitness goals now that it's just you alone doing it yourself versus when you had somebody with you? Like, tell me about that and just dive into that story and those questions and those things that they're telling you and being like, okay, interesting. So like, I'm not going to get into it because it's a long video, but basically just dive into those questions, dive into those stories.
Yeah. And I tried to like, okay, let me do it by myself. But I feel like I think that's kind of where I get stuck on, is like the want for like having the accountability of having someone else there. Like, not just like,
okay. She's in the same, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Accountability. She's looking for accountability and stability. And I picked that up just from chaos as a word in the very beginning of the sales call. It's almost like I do this. Ability. Once we know what she wants now, you immediately go into how you are the most accountable motherfucker in the world. Like, I will be on your ass. Now, first you have to like figure out what she responds to. Positive coaching or more like negative coaching. and be like, do you like, do I need to scream down your fucking neck to get you to do stuff? Or like, do I need to tell you you're doing a good job? Like what's the reinforcement here that you respond to? But after that, you're like, all right, I'm going to be the most accountable motherfucker in the world. I'm going to text you every morning, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have automated systems set up. I'm going to give you a very structured, this is what you do now, like in the first day, second day, like everything is lined out to the T. Have it super organized, super structured, and then attach that accountability to her vision of an Amazonian future. So like you have to get them to connect the dots and visualize that the service you have will result in the vision that they want. And this is why you have them paint a vision in the beginning of the call. But this is really good that you're already here in only 17 minutes of this call, and really bad that I'm talking for 49 minutes and we're only 17 minutes of the call. So I'll try to shut up.
Really like, oh, what do we do for like training wise, or like, oh, like what are we eating? It's more of like,
Oh, that's it.
oh, the showing up, accountability stuff, or is it some of the other stuff like energy, confidence?
Yeah, I would say like energy as well, like, especially like from work after, like depending on like what time of day you get out, or like
You say in the sun, like out.
I
can imagine.
Yeah, like this week I do teach my first lifeguarding class, and that's like 10 hours a day, basically like 8 till 6 p.m. to this Tuesday to Friday. And I've never done that, but I can already tell I'm going to be like pretty exhausted. But like, yeah.
So it's affecting you kind of like at work too?
What?
Like,
okay, so she's got some lifestyle changes. I would be asking her like, so what's your game plan? How are you fitting in your fitness, and how are you fitting in your own personal health and your own personal well-being and development with these new chaotic changes in your life? And you can bring back the emotional words that you pick up on the sales call. It's very important. This is why I write these down, because it's called reframing. Is it reframing? I can't remember the technical words, but you basically reiterate to them the words that they've said, mirroring, and it will, like, they'll connect to the words that they already said, and it makes them feel like you are listening to them, because you are, and you're writing things down. And don't be afraid to write things down. I always have a pen and paper when I'm taking sales calls, and if I feel uncomfortable about writing while they're talking, or if I see that they pause or like they feel awkward while I'm writing, I'll just be like, hey man, I'm just writing down notes. I'm taking notes to make sure that I really understand what your problems are, so that I can know whether I can help you or not. So like, I'll be looking down at the paper, but I'm listening to everything you're saying and I'm writing it down. And they're just like, oh wow, this person really cares. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, like I want to be more like on top of it, and like when I get home and stuff, it's like I try not to go home early, because I know that like into
a schedule. I'd be asking like, do you have a structured step-by-step schedule right now for like you getting into the gym every day? And like, are you doing progressive overloading that's like organized? Are you writing down all of the workouts that you're doing? Are you tracking your macros and your fitness and your calories? Like how on point are you with structure and stability in acquiring your goal? We now know that the problem is stability and structure and accountability. Now I want to know 0 out of 10, and this is a great question, 0 out of 10, how accountable and structured are you right now with becoming an Amazonian warrior? Just like, be real with me. Is it a 3 out of 10? Is it a 5 out of 10? Are you 10 out of a 10? If you're 10 out of 10, why are we talking right now? Like, why are you having this call? Because she likes you, but
I'm like, okay, let me stay at the pool, let me try to swim or something while I'm still here, because when I go home I just want to like shower and like lie down or whatever, or like go somewhere else or something. But yeah, I do live in another co-op, and this one is like
another thing too is she might just be looking for a lot of people need a coach. Some people are very DIY and they're very do-it-yourself. A lot of guys, that's why it's harder usually to sell to guys, because a lot of guys don't like to defer to other people on stuff. A lot of guys will just figure it out themselves and be bullheaded. Women typically like to be coached, or are more receptive to being coached and being held accountable for stuff. So
I was pretty consistent with eating like the dinners we make and stuff. And they're like vegetarian dinners, but like we make sure that there's still like a protein source and everything. And I was doing pretty good about that. And I did feel pretty good like with how I felt. And then once I started like, I guess like making more money, I was like, let me eat out a little bit. So like past month or so, like I let myself like, I'm like, well, I feel like eating canes. Let me go eat canes. So I did feel that.
Okay, so indication of money. It's a great time to get into money conversations. A lot of beginner salespeople are uncomfortable talking about money. get over it. Talk about money. You'll learn this when you do hundreds of sales calls and you do hundreds of them, get to the point of the close and they're just like, oh, I'm broke. If I sense that somebody's broke, I'll say it right up front in the middle, in the beginning of the call, and be like, hey, man, just so you're aware, this is going to be thousands of dollars of coaching. It's thousands of dollars of value because I've got the case studies and testimonials to prove it. I just want to be upfront with you that price is a thing here. And if price is an if price is an issue for you, we do have payment plans and we can talk about that. But I want to respect your time. I want to respect my time. Is price something that you have a deciding factor on when it comes to purchasing something? That can save you a ton of time in having bad sales calls if you feel like somebody doesn't have the money for something. Will's just getting started, so he just needs as many case studies as possible. So even if this person can't pay, it doesn't really matter. Whenever a client brings up or a prospect brings up money, it's a great time to ask the question: Have you hired or paid for a solution so far for this problem? So like, have you had a personal trainer before? Have you paid money to have somebody coach you towards the Amazonian physique? That will give you an indication of how much you can charge, and it'll give you an indication of also what problems were. So like, once they tell you, oh yeah, I did hire somebody and it didn't work, like, okay, well, why didn't it work? Were they a bad coach, or did you not resonate? Be real with me. Did you do all the stuff that they were saying to do and it just didn't work? I don't want to collect money from you and then you end up not doing things that I tell you to do. Like, I want you to win, but I just want to know, like, what was your past experience with the past person that you paid to have this service done for? And they'll tell you a lot about their past experiences. And most importantly, you want to ask, what did you like about that past experience? And what did you not like about that past experience? You'd be surprised. Some people will say, oh, I paid like $200 for, this thing, and it didn't really get me results. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's totally understandable, man. You seem like you make a lot of money. Like $200 probably isn't anything to you, so you're probably not going to value it. It's like, $200, whatever. You're a lot more likely to value something that you put a lot of money into, and you're a lot more likely to follow through with it the more money you put into it. This is an interesting psychology between paying money for stuff, but people that pay more for things are the best clients to work with because they're serious about the problem that they're trying to solve. Somebody who buys a $29 course on losing weight is not serious about losing their weight. Somebody who pays $5,000 they are going to lose that weight. They will not lose that weight. You pay $5,000 for something, you're going to get that result. I don't care what you do, whether it's surgery or paying a professional coach to work out, you're probably not going to quit because you're going to think about quitting and you'll be like, fuck, I paid $5,000 for this. I can't quit. I would be asking about past experiences.
But also, I don't know about you, but like, as soon as you kind of do go out and like splurge, it's just like, it's the snowball. And then like, you wake up the next day and like, I'm like physically greasy. Like, not even just like psychologically. I'm like, I think I'm literally like got some chicken grease like on my skin. And then like, oh, I don't really kind of work out. And then you can kind of see like the snowball starts to form. How else has this kind of been like?
And rapport building. Her facial reaction is doing the same thing over and over. When you ask, you're basically asking the same question over and over, and her facial reaction is indicating it's same response facially that is happening. So instead of asking kind of the same question, you want to ask like you want to take the accountability, like the problem that she's facing. And you want to ask her, are you tracking your macros right now? Have you ever tracked your macros before? Have you ever used like a fitness app? What does your system look like right now when it comes to managing food? Are you just like managing the food that you eat by how you feel in the day? And like, well, that's not a very effective strategy or system to getting an Amazonian warrior physique. And you attach it back to the vision. It's like Amazonian warriors, well, they probably have worked out long enough that they can eat whatever they want. But in the beginning, they were probably crazy strict on what they were doing to achieve the physique that they were looking for. What's your system look like and how organized is it?
Been affecting you?
What?
Just like not having like the standard schedule workouts and like kind of the.
Okay, that's a good question.
It's not just about like the schedule workouts. It sounds like you kind of want to like become that person.
Yeah, and
that confident Amazonian woman like person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You kind of want to show up to the pool like in your bathing suit and not like.
I just need to shut up because you're doing it right. So this is a good question, and you're attaching the future image of what they want.
You're like confident. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, like this is a lot of good work. You know?
Yeah, and like I started with the city in August and I just worked like city pools or whatever. And I was pretty like shy and timid and like not very confident in my abilities. I mean, my abilities to save lives, yes, but and then winter came around and I think that's where I really took a blow. But
Oh, she's confident in her abilities to save lives. That's a big sentence right there. That's a huge thing. I mean, you're literally saving people's lives. I would ask her about a story of saving somebody's life. Have you saved somebody from it's like drowning? Because that's ammunition in the close. When you get to the close, you can basically transfer that emotion to the future emotion or the future vision of what they want. And you simply say, hey, like, I want to help you with this. I want to help you achieve the confidence you have in saving people's lives to the confidence you have in your body. Like, I want you to feel how you feel about your career like you do about your body. It's going to be very hard to get a no. People are going to be very hard to object to that when you transfer and you're mirroring exactly what they said back to them, and you're transferring the emotion that they feel towards themselves in that level of confidence and that skill set. And it's like, yeah, you're really confident at this thing. I want you to feel confident about everything in your life. I want you to definitely feel confident in your body like that. And because they know how it feels to be confident in this thing, they can basically empathize with themselves or sympathize with themselves as to how that would feel for this vision that they have, that they want.
That's when I was like, had the mindset of like, well, I'm training for a triathlon. I don't think people really understood my like, I wasn't really vocal about like where my goals were, but I held on to it. And I think like I feel like I was embodying like what I wanted to be, right? Like around that time, I was like a little bit more disciplined.
Let me ask you
and
why.
I think, yeah, like I just, after the race, after Evil Man in March, it was just like,
why'd you get
like, let me give myself a break. You know, it was more so like I let the break go on.
What are you looking for?
A little bit. Yeah. But like my coworkers know me as like, oh, she's done triathlons. You should talk to her if you're interested in triathlons. And I don't know, that kind of feels nice, I guess. Like, oh, they know me as the person that like is pretty active, and like, you know, I might have like a different idea. Like,
so she's got an identity. She's looking for identity, which is a very common thing. Everybody's looking for an identity, but she's starting to develop an identity around triathlon. She's getting positive feedback from her social circle that she is a triathlon woman. I'd ask her, how's that feel to like be the triathlon girl?
It's interesting to know how like my coworkers see me like in that way.
So are we looking? So I think I wrote this down earlier. The emotion that she might be looking for is maybe respect from her social circle, or maybe service providing. She's like providing a value by providing knowledge or experience. There's some kind of emotion that she's getting from her social circle. Praise, renown, status. Usually guys are more status driven, but
and I feel like with like younger coworkers or just like I'm gonna be swim coaching. Like I just got an offer earlier, I guess, for like, I mean, it's for the city too, but
I think it's something around empathy. She seems to be a very empathetic person. I mean, she's a lifeguard, so she probably gets some kind of emotion from her coworkers as being helpful, being of service, which is a very common trait for very compassionate people.
It's like a small.
In sales calls, you want to psychoanalyze people as to like if they're high empathy or low empathy. Big 5 personality factor spectrum of psychology, or ocean model of personality spectrum. People high in compassion, agreeableness, and politeness. I'm not going to get into like deep psychology stuff for this call in sales psychology, but it is a thing to learn in sales.
Congratulations. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, I stayed on this whole year.
But those psychological profiles are very scientifically accurate, by the way. Not Briggs-Myers. Do not use Briggs-Myers. I hate Briggs-Myers. They're very useful for understanding possible drivers of somebody as to what they're looking for in the problem that you're solving.
So that was my light at the end of the tunnel. So now I actually have to do it. But like I want to be like lead by example. Like I try to live life by that, and I don't always like follow that, but I still.
Ooh, great fucking information. Who in your past inspired you to be like that? Where did that come from? Anytime somebody tells you how they want to be perceived, there's definitely a story behind it, and there's usually somebody personal behind it. And if you can get that story out of them, again, I want you to make at the end of the call, I want to make you as confident as you are in your saving lives ability as you are your physique. And then she tells you about like some story of her grandpa. What did she say specifically?
It was my light at the end of the tunnel. So now I actually have to do it. But like I want to be like lead by example. Like I try to live life by that, and I don't always like follow that, but I still
live life by example. So like she says that her grandfather was like a really strong, direct person who always lived life by exactly how he wanted. So you tie that into the close where it's like, I want you to feel as confident in your body as you do about saving lives and get the Amazonian warrior. And I want your physique to literally exude living by example. Like you are a walking example that you do what you want, you get what you want. That's how you create the image in somebody's mind of their future version. Like it all comes back to stories and emotions and like what they're seeking.
still like try to remind myself, like I hear when people say, oh, like, it makes me sad when people are like, oh, I feel fat and like, oh, I should lose weight. And like, I've been there at my heaviest. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've dropped like 30 to 35 pounds from my heaviest, like earlier in college.
That can be a lot.
But I feel like it's a difference of.
Tell me about college. Tell me it all. Tell me how you felt in college. Tell me a story. You got to get into a story, a specific story of like, when did you realize in college that like this is not the way to live? Like you're not happy with how you look and how your body's going, and if you don't do something, it's probably going to get worse. Like tell me the story, because you're getting them to realize the problem here.
Of like where I used to be, where I was like, oh, I should do this, or like I want to do this, or I don't feel good, versus like actually doing it. Now it's more like seeing it as like like embodying the lifestyle that I want to be in. So yeah, like I can feel it, but I feel like I'm not fully reaching that potential that I could be at.
So it sounds like you are kind of like, you do want to change something sooner rather than.
Did you say scared?
Just to be able to fall back onto that lifestyle kind of. Especially with
have like the confidence and everything. Are you
fall back on a lifestyle? So she said fall back. I'm assuming she's referring to just having a foundation. Like she's wanting to have a solid base. I'm getting a lot of information that she needs stability and, foundation and security and accountability.
Like triathlon stuff, like training for more triathlons?
Yeah, I signed up for an Olympic in September 21st. And
we still don't know why she got into triathlons. Did she get into triathlons because she was overweight in college and she needed to solve that problem?
Yeah, so I've done that, or like that's what I'm looking forward to right now, I guess. And so I'm in the mindset right now of like, okay, I'm not gonna I never really was the one to go super hard and stuff, but I feel fill it out for myself, and hearing that I have some coworkers that are signed up for some races also around that time is encouraging.
So that's interesting. She says she doesn't go hard, but a triathlon is no joke. You're not going light in a triathlon. So I see an incongruency in her self-image to her reality. Most people don't do triathlons. So I would pause her real quick and be like, well, what do you mean you kind of just you don't go hard? Like you run triathlons. What do you mean there? And get her to clarify, get her to clarify her self-image. There's something there in the self-image. Not sure exactly, but I need to know information on it.
I want to save your time. I don't think I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it sounds like you're thinking about it sounds like you're thinking about two things. I can help with one of them. So it sounds like you kind of want to do more races and triathlon stuff. If you're thinking about I want to get competitive and really get in the swim, the bike, the run, all that, it's not what the program is. I'm happy to help you on the side for free, or give you some advice on workout kind of stuff like that. Totally happy to help out in that area. But the other half that I've kind of heard is you wanting to have physical body appearance change and have more definition, flatter stomach, feeling a lot more confident when you're showing up to the pool, things like that. That's something that I totally can help you with. And I have some transformations as well that I've already done. So if you're looking at you want that physical change of health wise and mentally too, mental health is so important. If you're thinking about that, you want to be able to look in the mirror and super.
So that's a big thing here for report mental health. If you got the story from her of college and being 30 pounds overweight, and if she discloses information to you that's it was really mentally taxing on me or something, if you're watching this and you're not Will, so Will has personal stories of mental health and just the impact that fitness has on your mental health and mental well-being. And that's a great time to build rapport with the clientele so that they feel like you guys are synergistic. Is yeah, in my past, this thing happened to me and it was really affecting my mental health, or it affected people around me and their mental health. And that's one of the main reasons why I quit my job and started this career. And then now your story is a lot more impactful because you're connecting emotional relatability to the reason why you're doing this. And then the clientele will be like, oh, that's really awesome. Like I really resonate with that. I'm not sure how I feel about you saying like you can't help with triathlons and stuff. My intuition tells me, I think you did right. I think you just said I think you just make it very quick and clear. Don't dwell on what you can't do. Just say based on what you're telling me, if your goal is to just be a triathlon athlete and, ride, run, and swim, I'm not your guy. So you go back to their image, the Amazonian warrior, just repeatedly say Amazonian warrior. If you want to look shredded and like an Amazonian warrior and like walk with the confidence, she said, I should have wrote it down, but I was talking as I was doing the sales call. If you want to walk with what did she say? This is why I don't do sales calls when I'm sick with sinus infections. She wanted her body to basically show people that she is the thing that she wants to be. You know what I'm talking about if you're watching this. But basically, you get to reiterate, like, if that's your goal, if you want to look like an Amazonian warrior who walks with the proof of her own existence because she knows what she's doing and she's not to be messed with, I can fucking do that 100%. Be very confident in how you say that. Like, I can do that, period.
Go to the pool. I could totally help with that. But it's up to you kind of what you're thinking about.
No, do not say that. Don't. This is going back to framing. You're presenting yourself in a way of like, it's not sure. She is looking for somebody to lead her. She's indicated that she likes coaches. She likes social relationships and stuff in fitness and working out. And she is looking for extreme accountability and has a lot of chaos in her life. She is looking for you to lead. What you need to be saying is, I can help you with this. Are you ready to solve this problem? Are you ready to become an Amazonian warrior? And then you're asking her if she's ready, and then she's qualifying to you if she's actually serious about this. Don't hit somebody with like, it's going back to dating. If you're going on a date with a girl, you're texting a girl, you don't text her like, oh, I'd like to take you out if that's okay with you. No. Hey, I want to take you out. Are you free tomorrow at night? Okay, I'll pick you up. I'll text you everything. Details, dinner, got it. Everything, don't worry about it. I'll text you. You want me to tell you what you want to wear? Let's not get into dating.
I'm not prescribing like run workouts.
What do you do?
As the stuff. Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, what I'm doing for people who would either like to do two things. So there's kind of two programs. The first is like total tone up, but we're going to put like a little more emphasis kind of on legs.
No, there's no two programs. Don't give people options. No. He's getting into the elevator pitch. This is the elevator pitch happening. Don't ever do this. Don't ever do this. You might have lots of services. You might have lots of different routes that clienteles can go through. If you know, this is why you ask so many questions, you understand what there are. She wants to be an Amazonian warrior with extreme accountability and organization, and she needs somebody to coach her. That is what you service. That is the goal for the client. That is what you service. And you have a program that's going to do that. Now, I know what you're thinking. You have some like standard structured formats and you have some clients that you're looking to work for. But your goal at the end of the day as a fitness coach is to get the body that the person wants to get. Now, as you get a lot of clientele and you get a lot of case studies and proof of testimonials and videos and stuff to put on your social media, you will naturally attract the people that are looking for that. But Will is in the beginning stages of building his business, so he's taking on any kind of clientele he can get. And this fits his clientele. He's looking to train women that are looking to get built. Maybe not Amazonian warrior specifically, but I don't know what she looks like. But Amazonian warrior is a very distinct visualization. And that is most importantly, it's a big transformation. For him and his business, a before and after. I assume she's thin because most triathlons and runners are pretty thin. They're not muscular usually built unless they specifically train for lifting. So taking somebody who's thin to Amazonian warrior is a big transformation. With that said, The only time you present multiple options to a clientele, because I do present multiple options to clienteles, is if you're not sure of their price range, or if you should understand their problem well enough that you know which program is for them. You saying that there's 2 programs is subconsciously telling the prospect that you're not sure which one's right for them. Dude, it's your programs. How do you not know which one's right for them?
Legs and maybe like a little bit of back, because I'm trying to get that hourglass figure. Having like wide back, slim waist, and then like big glutes is like the program, like total tone up. And then the other one is all glutes. Like it's 100% like we're just growing glutes. It's like trying to add 2 to
Okay, she had a positive reaction to the second one. So
2 glutes.
Don't explain it. So if you're going to do this, so you know what your solution is. Here's what happens. If you give people 2 options, they don't make a decision. The worst thing you can get in a sales call is, I'm not sure. I don't really know. I'll have to think about it. That if the mind of the prospect goes into indecision, your sales call is done. It is like you have to avoid indecision at all possible on a sales call, and on marketing and content and production. Your entire pipeline of getting somebody aware of your business to getting them closed on a sales call and converted into a client that you service. That entire front end process has to be crystal clear that like, this is what I do. This is how I do it. This is how fast it gets done. These are the people I work with. Let me help you get this result. Clear as day. If you give them 2 options, they usually say no. They usually are like, I got to think about it. Tell me more. What's this one like? What? And then you get into like this whole PowerPoint presentation in your sales call. It's just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So instead of letting them decide what the right service is, you don't have enough information. You're not doing your job right in sales calls. And I'm not beating you up, Will, because I know this is your first one. I'm just talking in general. If you don't know which program is right for them, you have not asked enough questions. You don't understand the client. And because you don't understand the client, they're going to feel that you don't understand them, and they're not going to work with you because they don't trust you, because somebody will only hire somebody that feels like they know what their problems are. Instead of presenting 2 options, you flip it and you ask 2 questions. Hey, let's be real. So like, paint me a picture of an Amazonian warrior. Are you following somebody on social media right now that you look up to? Like, send me their Instagram right now. Text them to me. Like, is this the girl that you want to look like? Okay. All right. So she's got a slim waist. She's got, big thighs and huge glutes. This is what you want? Okay. That's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I'm building actually for my clientele. If they switch, and if they send you a picture of a girl that's like, got the wide shoulders and the hourglass shape and, is just kind of more of like a Coke bottle, I got a program for that. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. But you don't give them the option to decide. Your job as a closer is to understand what their problem is and understand your services well enough that you know exactly what they need, and be extremely confident in the fact that you know what they need. And that confidence will translate to them being very confident that you can service them and help them. So let's see what she says.
Slightly similar, like workouts, they're a little bit different, but the main thing is kind of how we're approaching what we're eating and what we're doing, like walking around, how we're medicating.
Please don't say I don't know. Please don't say I don't know.
It's strength training. It's learning like, hey, like, what do I do?
Fortunately, fitness, people can visualize selling fitness in the body and the physique, so it's not that big a deal. But if you're selling like a SaaS software or something that's like ethereal, or like it's not tangible as a visualization, what Will just did is a cardinal sin. Like, you cannot do that. It's a little more forgivable because it's fitness, because you can, like, he just said Coke bottle or Amazonian warrior. So you can visualize that. It makes it easier for the client to make a decision.
Like what you were just
stay away. Like Amazon. You should know exactly what the client needs based on the questions that you ask.
Like, you want to like look like, oh wow, like she looks like, really good and fit. That's the kind of, like, if you're looking for more of like that appearance.
So your facial expressions are also your body language, Will, is saying that you're not sure, which is exactly what you're saying too, because you're letting her decide, and she's not looking. Like, in sales calls, it's very good to lead the conversation. This goes back to framing the conversation as like, hey, I'm the expert here. What's your problem? Let me see if I can help you out. Like, there is no question that you can help them depending on what their problems are. If they tell you exactly what their problems are and you really understand them, 2 options occur. one, I can help you. This is what I do. This is exactly what I do. And you're the type of clientele that I take on. Two, you're not the clientele that I take on. This is not the program for you. Let me refer you to somebody or give you some resources. Those are the only two options that occur in a sales call. Now, after that, there are objections in the actual closing of the sale. And when you get into objections, then other routes can occur. But at this point in the call, you know exactly if you can service them or not. And that's the only two options.
Parents, that's kind of what we're training for during the 8 weeks.
Your body language is not saying that.
Is what it is.
Interesting. Yeah.
Is that kind of what you do?
So now she's thinking, oh, I can see it. It's coming. It's coming. She's going to ask a bunch of questions.
Was I misleading? Like it was.
Yeah.
That's actually a great question. That's actually a great one. That's a great question without you realizing. I don't know if you realize that, but it's actually good to check on with clients and be like, this can actually be used as a re-close if you get a hard objection at the end of the call because you didn't ask the right question in the beginning. Like maybe they're like, oh, I got to think about it, or I got to talk to my wife. You should always ask if there's another decision maker or spouse that needs to be on the call. You can actually pull back and say like, hey, just so I can get feedback. Like, did I explain everything well to you? Right. I just want to make sure that I'm doing a good job here. And, if you're working for somebody or closing for somebody, like my boss is breathing down my neck and I'm like brand new. And I just want to make sure that I did everything right here. Like, how do you feel right now at the end of this call? And then it re-engages the conversation and then they feel like this empathy towards, anyways, that's not in the context of this, but the fact that you asked that question is really good and you should write that down. So, was I misleading in any way?
It's more like, yeah, just wanting to, or just curious about like how it's structured or like how long is
it? So like if you want to throw in swims and things like that. I mean, there's other, like Sabrina as an example.
No. Don't. No. She is looking for lead and structure. She's looking for accountability. She's looking for you to say, it's boom, 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 Amazonian warrior in 90 days. Like that's all. She doesn't really care about the structure. She just wants, she might care about the time investment that has occurred. Like that is important to go over time investment, but what she's really asking is like, how long is it going to take me to be an Amazonian warrior? How quickly can you get me my result? You can tell her a little bit of the details and how it goes, but that's all the client cares about is like, I have this desire. Are you the right person to help me for it? How fast is it going to go? Like are you a plastic surgeon? Can you do this in a day? Like, okay, if I have the money, you can pay a plastic surgeon to look like an Amazonian warrior the next day. Actually, you can't because Amazonian warriors are muscular, but
she likes Pilates. So like I'll include that into her workout plan, and everything's like unique for each person. My mom, as an example, she loves yoga, so I got my mom on it and my sister. And by the way, mom has tripled her strength.
Dang.
Triple.
Dang. Triple. How do you measure that?
We did pure like rowing strength as one, and then squats as another. So we did upper and lower body. Crazy. And she's telling me, she's like,
yeah.
Like
the goal is
I can tell the difference.
The goal is to feel younger.
So that's really sweet and heartwarming. I don't know if you have any case studies that usually you want to tell stories. I mean, it is really awesome that you train your mom. Like that's a solid one. But you should also tell a case study of somebody that looks like her, that has similar goals and achieved them, and have before and after photos picked up. Oh, my mic's about to die. Having those before and after photos, like have your case studies ready to go on prep, on deck for every call that you're going to do.
So like from what it kind of sounds like, it sounds like you are interested in like the second half, like having the physical, like seeing more of like the appearance change. And that's the kind of program, like what it is. And I can help you get there. And you also mentioned like the reason
you're starting to lead,
not there right now is you're looking for like that training partner, like that accountability person that's one, like totally behind you and like supporting your goal.
Dude, you're picking it up. Like I'm surprised that you're doing really well, by the way, Will. I just want to reiterate that for only a month into this, like, dude, there are people that take years to get a sales call like this and to get here. Like you're already beyond 95% of people. Most people will not quit their job. Most people will not start posting content every single day on their social media. Most people will not have the balls to jump on sales calls and book people. Most people will not have the balls to text message every single person in their phone a video sales letter to convert them into a book call. Like, dude, I know you're beating yourself up right now because you haven't gotten a close yet. You do not. Dude, I wish you could see my first 6 months of sales. I didn't get a sale. I was light years behind you at this point. Like, do not beat yourself up over this. Like, this is, you're doing solid you're doing top 1 for your experience and your age level. You are operating at a top 5, top 4, top 3%. You're very high up there for like not knowing what you're doing.
What also is like gonna kind of kick you in the ass when like things aren't moving. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, come on, like we're going. You know, it's Monday, like Monday fun day. Like let's get started. You know what I mean? So it's designed to be like pretty much it's a white glove service. It's everything, like all kind of programming, things like that. Everything from like nutrition, like
okay, she's yawned a few times. She's just tired. This call is 53 minutes. This could be closed once you get your stuff down. Will, you can easily close these in like less than 30 minutes.
Kind of be eating like everything that you're thinking of, like, oh, like I wonder if like he has that. Yes, I know. Like it's all pretty much kind of taken care of.
Okay, so you have app, structure, all that.
Do you have access to like cook, like cook your meals?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of an awkward pause there. Okay, you should get used to awkward silences. So you present that and be like, yeah, I think well, first you shouldn't give options, but like what you should say is, I can do this. I got you. You know, this is what I do. Like, I can help you with this problem. And you just sit and you watch their face and you let the silence build. You let it go as long as possible. They will talk. It might take 10 seconds. Longest pause I've ever had was 20 seconds in a sales call. It's so uncomfortable. It's so awkward. It lets them process, and it lets them, they're making the decision of like if they're serious or not. The longer that pause goes, the next question they're going to ask is like, I've actually never, when you get to this point and you get a pause, I've never had, you know, I don't think this is for me. I don't think this is a problem. They would not be on the sales call if they did not think that you could help them and they did not have a problem to be solved. That's a very important thing to realize on sales. The person you are talking to has already decided that you have the capability or potential to help them, and they already have a problem to be solved. Kind of like a spiritual lesson for sales. The sale is already done before the sales call even starts. Your job on a sales call is not to persuade them that you have value. It's not to convince them that the thing you have is the solution to their problems. It's not to manipulate them into giving you money. Your job on a sales call is to make sure that they are the right person for your service. You have to ask them as many questions as possible to understand their problems and their position. But fundamentally, you have to, it's the same, going back to dating. If a girl goes out on a date with you, they already like you. You don't have to convince them to like you. Like, guys are nervous about kissing a girl. Bro, she wouldn't go on a date with you if she didn't want to kiss you. Why? Well, there are situations where girls will just do something because they're bored. But for the most part, a girl will not spend time with you and go on a date with you and spend an entire night with you if she doesn't want you to kiss her. Now, you can screw it up and you can like do some stuff that will make her be like, no, I'm not feeling this guy. But when the moment she says, yes, I'll go on a date with you, there is a decision there that she likes you and she's thinking about kissing you. You don't have to convince her. And most of the time, guys just screw it up. They just screw up the close. So let the awkward pause sit, and the response you're going to get is like, well, what's the next steps? Almost every time you let it awkward, after you get to this point in the close and you just let the silence sit, it's going to be, okay, so like what happens now? Like, what's the next steps? Oh, well, this is what we're going to do. This is how much it is. Oh my God, that's so expensive. Well, it's okay. We do payment plans, and like, you know, I'm sure you've spent stupider stuff on stupider money. And you told me earlier that you started making more money and you're spending it on Cane's chicken. Is Cane's chicken going to get you your Amazonian physique, or am I going to get you the physique? So
potentially,
yeah. I mean, there's a kitchen here for sure. Yeah, I don't think.
How is that going to work?
I mean, it's like a co-op.
Don't cross your arms. Drop your arms. Will, if you need to, get a chair Like sit back, relax, talk to them like you're hanging out in your living room. Like, hey, how's it going? What's going on with you? Yep, I got you. I know that problem. Yep, tons of experience with that. That's exactly what we solve. That's exactly what we do. Now, don't lie to the prospect. Don't bullshit them. That's manipulation and that's persuasion. And that is not how you sell. And that's also how you get really bad clients and fuck up your business and your reputation. Make sure that you know that you can help the person that you're
I'm going to be cooking dinner for the house in like 30 minutes. But yeah, as long as it's not like around the time where dinner's cooking, you can cook whatever you want. We have like fridges so that we can keep our stuff in, like our personal things. But yeah, I don't really cook as much. Yeah, I'll just like see what.
That'd be something like that you're against.
No, maybe. I feel like it's like, yeah. I don't think I'll be able to keep up with cooking. Yeah.
So that's good. That's good objections, Will. You should take, so Hormozy's talked about this, but since you're in the beginning stages of building your business, every little piece of information here, you need to tackle and handle. Like, it becomes effortless if they work with you. That ain't even a problem. Like, oh, you don't like to cook? I got you. I got an entire like video PDF. I'll send you everything you need to buy. It's bare minimum. You're going to eat super healthy. It's going to be super cheap, and it's going to be minimal cooking. You don't actually. I would say you're not going to have to spend 45 minutes in the kitchen every day. They're probably going to have to cook or like use a slow cooker or do something that's like very low effort cooking. But don't explain that to them. You don't get in the weeds. You don't explain like the processes. You just reaffirm like, oh, you don't like to cook? I got you. I've had plenty of clients that don't like to cook. They still look amazing. They look like Amazonian warriors, and you're going to eat healthy. You're going to feel great, and we're going to be completely on point with your fitness or with your nutrition. And if they ask like, how does that work? Like, oh, I just figured it out over tons of clients, and I just know how to do it. I'm going to send you some resources once you onboard. Once you go through your onboarding process, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do and what you need to buy. Everything is handled for you. Total accountability, like stability, accountability. You're touching back on those emotions and stuff, but you want to tackle this. This is an objection you're going to get a lot in fitness, and you need to have an answer to this objection. So,
yeah, I mean, I try to just eat whatever is here. I think for me, it's like portion sizes is something I.
So what do the meals already look like that are being provided? Like walk me through breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack.
Okay, so you're getting back into the questions, Will. At this once so sales calls or closing calls have stages to them. You have your intelligence gathering stage, your information stage, which is the majority of the call. About like 90% of the call is these questions. The call naturally progressed to like solution, like your services. Once you reach there are no more questions. Like, you don't go back into research and intelligence. Now you are in the close. You are in the actual, this is where you make the big money. This is where real money is made in sales. You have to start tackling objections. So let's see what the answers are.
If I'm working, I'll usually like drink coffee, eat a banana. I'll take some leftovers from the dinner before, which would be like, I don't know, like let's say like tofu.
So you want to go into problem solving. So I would just ask her like, what's spending too much time in the kitchen for you? Like what is, you don't like cooking, like no cooking? Like, do you do like macaroni and cheese? Like, do you do like Instapasta or like ramen noodles? Like, you do some kind of, you have a microwave, right? Like, you don't just like eat off the floor. Just say some like crazy shit. But like, what is prepping and making food look like? Like, you literally go to fast food every single day. And this is also great questioning, intelligence gathering for money, because fast food's fairly expensive nowadays. Like, if somebody tells you they go eat out like 5 days a week, I mean, even 3 days a week, every week for a month, that's hundreds of dollars of money that they're spending that they don't have to be spending, which is money you can charge for fitness. And that's one of the great things about asking a bunch of questions, especially around money and what they're spending money on, is because you can usually find places for them to save money that will also achieve their goal. So it's like going out and eating fast food, spending $300 a month on fast food, even though it's convenient, is going to make you look like you were when you were in college. It's not, you're not going to turn into an Amazon warrior eating McDonald's. You're going to look like you were in college. Do you want to go back to, you be way more empathetic and like kind when you're saying this? I'm being very straight and direct because of this call is really long, but like paint a picture that they're not going to get the vision that they want. They're probably going to end up like how they were in their college if they spend money like this. So like, let's stop spending money like this, which will be a win for you. It will get you towards the goal that you want. And you can pay for the coaching that will get you more towards the thing that you want faster. So like, you can, even if they get off the call, like, hey, stop eating fast food so much. Like, you're not going to get your goal there. Even if you don't work with me, like, you know that that's not good for you, especially if you're a triathlete and you're doing athlete stuff. So, you know, even if you don't work with me, I hope you stop eating fast food. And if you do want to work with me, I'm just going to get you there faster. Like, you can take that money that you're spending on fast food and I will accelerate the time in which you achieve that goal. That's really what people are paying for, by the way. They're just paying for acceleration. If there was a pill for somebody to buy for $10,000 that turned them into an Amazon warrior in a day, actually that pill would probably be worth $50,000 and people would buy it. People would pay for it. If you could take a pill every year for 10 grand, 20 grand to look like a fucking goddess, there are people out there that will pay for that. The thing there is just the time. Like that's instant results. People will pay tons of money for instant results. And even if they're not paying for instant results, they're paying for quick results.
Some kind of vegetables, like, I don't know, that are on the side.
So it's not canes. Okay.
No, I don't have canes all the time.
No, I mean,
Yes.
sorry, I didn't mean like,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
canes is great. I was thinking about canes yesterday, but I didn't.
When was the last time you ate canes? Be real with me.
Yeah.
Ask, dig into it. Like, get them in the guilt. What's going on? Like, how many times have you had canes this month? Like, all right, pull out your phone, pull up your bank statement. No, don't actually do that. That's way too invasive. But like, pull out your credit card. Like, let's see how much canes you spent this month. I bet you'd be surprised. In fact, I actually have a budgeting app that this is no joke. I have a finance thing that can scan through all your budgets and see where you're spending money.
So
a lot of people are surprised on how much money they're spending on stuff.
Like, like staples for sure. And then there'd be like sometimes like someone will change it up and like try to make something a little bit more, but it's around the same thing. It's usually like some kind of grain, some kind of carb, protein. Yeah, just like the basics, right? And then
is she tracking macros?
Yeah, so I'll usually take that for lunch, and then like dinner is like the same thing, kind of just different style. Yeah.
That's perfect. If that's the like typical meal, like 6 out of 7 days of the week, that's absolutely perfect.
So you want to ask if they're counting ask if they're counting calories, ask what their micronutrients is and their macronutrients. Like, are they doing that? Are they weighing their food? Like, what is your process right now? And if they object, here's the great thing. If they're like, oh yeah, I hate doing that stuff. I do not want to be that person that's weighing your food. Great. Well, do you want to look like one of those people that weighs food? Do you want to look like a bodybuilder or a woman's physique fitness person? And this is why you ask them to pull up photos on Instagram of like women that they follow. Do you want to look like her? I guarantee you she counts her calories. Guess what? You don't actually have to do that yourself as a coach. I do that for you. I will build out an entire meal plan, macros, calories, all accounted for. All you got to do is go to the grocery. I'll even send you the shopping list. If you go to HEB or Walmart or like you can order, I will send you exactly what to order from Walmart so that they deliver it to you. You literally have to do nothing other than hit order and it will be in your house and I'll turn you into Amazon warrior. So make it extremely simple. All of this stuff is objections that are going to happen with every client that you have, and you need to have exact, clear-cut solutions for all of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. What questions do you have? How could I answer?
How are you doing?
I'm feeling great. Like this is really cool. So a little bit of context. The day I quit my job, I reached out to 5 people and got them, just was like, hey, like I just want to see if like this program works. So I ran them through this and just got really, really great feedback, which was like, it was really cool to see. Like one guy, he's already down 48 pounds. Photos.
Pull it up on show them. Show it. Show the results. Show me the money. Show it. You always have your case studies ready to roll.
Since we started. But he started like a couple months ago. We didn't do that in eight weeks, which was huge. Because for him, he was just trying to do weight loss. For others, it was more strength. Like my mom and sister, they just kind of want to work on strength, which is cool. I would like
how long did it take your mom to get strength? Like you have to know the time. The time is so important. Everything is time in sales. You have to, the client wants to know how long it's going to take for everything. It doesn't matter what you're selling. How long is this going to take? How much effort do I have to put in? How many things do I have to learn? A lot of people make the mistake of like making extremely complex courses and material, and they'll spend like, they'll put like 20 hours of content into a course for like, and they'll sell it for $100. Like, dude, this is way too much. Some people will put in that much time and effort, but like, people don't care about all the details. They just want the result. Like, the best coaching and the best courses I've ever seen, and I've paid $12,000 for coaching before. The best results and the best systems I've ever seen are like 15-minute videos. It's like one of the best systems I've ever seen. They make $8 to $9 million a year. They've got like 10 coaches and like 6 closers. They process hundreds of people through a $4,000 and a $12,000 offer. Their course is like maybe 12 modules, 13 modules, 1 video each module, maybe 2. Each video, I did not watch a video that was longer than 45 minutes. Like 12 videos, 45 minutes over like a 3-month program and a 6-month. So you have 6 months to complete the program. And for those 6 months, you have an actual coach and a liaison coaching you exactly what you need to do through the entire process. Barely any videos to watch.
I would love to help you.
Less is more in this stuff.
That confidence, Amazonian woman kind of style, like showing up at the beach, looking great, and like
look at the reaction.
Like, I would love to help you get like that confidence, Amazonian woman kind of style, like showing up at the beach, looking great in like the swimsuit fit. The investment is $595 for the 8 weeks.
Like $595 for us. It's a pleasure talking.
No, it's a very simple. So one thing you need to ask is like, what do you do for a career, for work? You need to get some idea, like how much money do you make? There has to be some kind of intelligence gathering on money here, because that can help you with framing these objections. But like 500 is probably a lot for somebody who's young. But the reality is like, how much is your health really worth? Like, let's be real. Like, it's not the dollar amount does not matter. It's how serious somebody is. You're extremely serious on building your business and doing what you need to do. If somebody was charging you 10 grand, if somebody charged you 10 grand to like guarantee they're going to build your business, like a done for you service, like you're going to have a coach, you're going to have exactly what you need to do this business correctly. They charge 10 grand and they have payment plans. You will probably find 10 grand. There's a very high chance that you will probably find it. If the only variable is how serious you are towards it. The money doesn't matter. It's how much do you actually value this problem and the vision of the future. And part of the reason of doing all the questions in the sales call is the more that they paint that image in themselves, the more they are telling them, the more they're confirming whether this is actually something they're serious about or not. So again, that's why I say the close and the sale is done before the call even starts. You have no control over somebody saying yes or no in a sales call. And I know this is a like very contrarian thing to believe in sales, but like it entirely depends on how serious they are about solving this problem. And you have no control over that. You cannot make somebody care more about a problem. I have met people that have major problems in their life that could be solved, and they do not solve them. It's not, the only thing you can do in a sales call is make them aware. You're making them aware of how much this problem actually matters. Because really they don't know. If they knew, they'd already pay for a solution and they would be working on solving the problem. But the fact that they're not actively solving the problem means that they are not sure how big of a problem it is. Part of your job is honestly being a bit of a therapist in a sales call and like making them aware of like, is this really a problem? Is this really something that you're wanting to solve? Like, it doesn't sound like you're very serious about it. Like, I know $600 is a lot, but $600 is not a lot for somebody who's serious about it. You know, triathletes spend a hell of a lot more money than $600 on their fitness to run triathlons and stuff. Like, there's a lot of money.
I'm kidding.
You get into ultra marathon, like 100-mile marathoners. Holy mother of God, there's a lot of money in that
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't think I'd be able to invest in that, but I definitely have been inspired to just, see the vision for sure.
Yeah. Just kind of curious. Is it really just the price, or is it the program like itself?
It might be both. I think for me, I guess, I don't know. I don't have like specific goals. Like, I'm gonna get married or something like that and stuff.
So you don't. Yeah, there's not like an event.
Yeah,
I thought you were thinking about that Amazonian woman kind of.
I am thinking.
And the confidence, energy, the looks.
Yeah, I mean, I do think about it. I feel like
So you're doing the right things here, Will. You are that is good. You are pushing. Most people won't even. Again, props to you. Most people won't even say that. Most people in the beginning of their sales career, in the beginning of entrepreneurship, they're just like, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, it was nice talking to you." Click. Like, So the fact that you're pushing right now is solid. Like, I like that you need to pat yourself on the back that you're pushing right now, because most people do not in the beginning stages of sales. They are terrified of pushing somebody. You're not doing this wrong. What you need to improve on is the beginning part of the sales call and really lining out that vision of an Amazonian warrior. Like, send me the Instagram girls that you're following right now that look like Amazonian warriors that you want to look like. Like, I want to see exactly, and simultaneously, I want her to look at those photos as we're on this sales call. So, like, that's what you want to look like? Okay. You look like this right now. How long have you been working towards Amazonian warrior princess? 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, 2 years. Okay. Show me a photo 2 years ago of you. Show me a photo of a year ago to you. Okay, you're doing pretty well. Or they're like not getting anywhere with it. And if they're not getting anywhere with it, like, okay, well, let's project out this trajectory. 2 years ago, you looked like this. Today, you still look like that. In 2 more years, you're probably still going to look like this. So, like, what you're doing right now is not working. What I do will get you this result. But let's see
I was just mostly curious just to see like what the program is like, because I've never really like explored one of these kind of things, and so it was like I just wanted to.
So she's never had a coach.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like, it's like following some kind of like diet plan or something like that kind of is a little bit more difficult for me, and I don't know. But yeah, I think it's just like following a program.
So there's a lot of unknowns here. A lot of times people object to unknowns just because they're not sure of like what's going to happen. And a common mistake is you'll try to explain like everything you need to do. That's not how you do a sales call. You basically tell them like, I've got you. The goal is to like transfer the confidence in their ability that like they're going to get the result. Like, as long as you don't quit, you are going to look amazing. Like, period. End of story. No questions. What you can do with price objections like this too is you can do like a down payment or a collection. Be like, tell you what, like, I know $600 is a lot for you to like not even know what you're getting into. So how about this? I'll do $150 down right now. We'll get started for the next 2 weeks. You'll get a feel for exactly like what this is. And that way you can get your feet wet and you can see what it's like. And it's not going to be a ton of money for you right now. And then we'll collect the rest of it after the 2 weeks. So don't even worry about the other amount of money. $150 right now. I'll collect it. I'll send you and just go straight into it. Like assuming like you see the value in the service and stuff that I'm providing, which I don't think she's really quite seen it yet. But assuming they have seen the value in what you do, you say like, okay, well, like, you don't have any issue. You believe that I can get you these results, right? Like, okay, well, it'll be $150. Let's do that down, and we'll get you started. You can get a feel, get your feet wet, see what it's like. It's not hard. I'm basically just going to tell you everything you need to know, and I'm going to give you everything you need to know. All you got to do is show up. That's it. I want to minimize the amount of work and effort and thought that my clients have to do. And I want to make it as easy as possible. And most importantly, as fun as possible. So $150 down. Do you do Zeal, Cash App, or Venmo? And you just ask them, you assume that they are ready to go. And then you let them object, like, which one of those works? And they're like, oh yeah, I do Zeal. And you just lead the conversation to the natural close. Again, assume the client already has a problem and they want it solved and they believe that you can solve it, because they would not be on the call with you if they didn't believe that you couldn't help them.
In general.
Yeah. So that's something that I can also help with, right? So like that nutritional component, the reason that like right now that it sounds like the reason that we're not there like already is because you mentioned this earlier, like it's the consistency, right? Like having that training buddy. like that's exactly what something like this is good for, because you can act like you have someone in your back corner to like to root for you and also to help you like get back on track. Airplanes, for example. Can I tell you something about airplanes?
Okay, you're starting to get into the pitching style of sales where you're now trying to sell yourself to her, and once you get to the close and the objections, you can't really do this. You can do this in the beginning. You can kind of like, you need to show her that you can get her what she wants in the beginning. But
I was a little kid. So airplanes, when they're going to their destination, let's say you're flying from LA to Atlanta, they're off course about 99% of the time. They're off course. So the reason that there's actually a pilot is because they're just trying to like continue to correct the airplane ever so slightly. And then the winds push it over and we just correct them back. And it's not major adjustments. It's just like little tiny tweaks. It's exactly what we're doing here. Because like, I'm sure for you, it's not like you're going out and binging on like 5 tubs of Baskin Robbins and then running and having like 5 meals at Cane's and then coming back and having like Starbucks and then, you know, getting like,
that's actually a really good analogy. I'm going to steal that. I like that analogy in a sales call.
Like, you know, DoorDash, right? Like it's not really happening. It's more just like the little nudges. It's like, hey, like try like swapping this for that. Or like, hey, like let's make sure like, you know.
So I like the vibe. I like that you're like making it simple. Like it's like this is very straightforward. It's very simple. You are easing her anxiety about like the unknown of what she's getting into. That's good, but like what she's looking for is extreme structure and stability. So that's what you need to be hammering on. Like I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do every single day. You're going to have your own shopping list. I don't call it a shopping list. I'm going to give you exactly an exact list of what you need to order. You can order it from Walmart delivery and they'll send it to your door, DoorDash. Like you literally, I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you to turn into an Amazon warrior. Without me, you're going to have to figure all this stuff out on your own. And I can tell you, as somebody who figured it all out on the road, it's going to take you years. Like it takes a long time to learn the knowledge required to achieve the physique that you're looking for. And as somebody who has been very physically fit, it does take a tremendous amount of time. That's not a lie. You're saving them time, like $600 to look like an Amazonian warrior. Like, so that's what you're telling me right now. You want to look like an Amazonian warrior, but $600 is too expensive to look like an Amazonian warrior. Are you sure you don't want to look like a Baskin Robbins warrior? Like, don't say that. It's super rude. But like, that's a steal. $600 to look like an Amazonian warrior. Sign me the fuck up.
I think I'd be okay for now without the program. I was just curious. Yeah, I just wanted to like see what's up with you. Also, I don't know, but yeah, I was just mostly curious in general, just like see how you're running it, and like since I've known you, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I can ask some questions. Like,
yeah, it's an open book, and I also like I really believe in this. Like I'm getting my coaching license right now, like, and I'm pouring like my heart and soul into this thing. What if you knew like 100% guarantee that you were going to get the results? Would it be worth the investment?
Don't say results. 100%. You're going to turn into an Amazonian warrior. Once you know the results, use their language. Always mirror back their language.
Like if you know. I feel like I'm just asking. Like, is it like are we chasing our tails around here? Like, is it?
I think for me, I don't know. I think for me, I'm just not. I don't know if I'm not really strongly attached to it, I guess. Yeah, but I do see this program.
She's not clear in her vision that she wants, and she's not clear in how long it's going to take her without you, and she's not clear on how long it's going to take with you. So she's not clear on her conviction in herself to like. There's a lot of things that are just not clear here that need to be asked. You need to ask questions in the beginning of the call.
Working for like other people.
I'm curious. Like this sounds like the call would close right now, but we still have 13 minutes left on the sales call. So I'm curious what else goes on for the 13 minutes.
And you have the heart and the vision for it. And I feel like, yeah.
Why do you think it works for other people, not you?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not like a Pilates or yoga. I mean, I do yoga actually. I do yoga. But I feel like, yeah, I'm not too invested in a particular like. My body needs to be like this or something.
Yeah, and that's her problem though. So she's jumping around and doing a bunch of things. She's trying out a whole bunch of stuff, and she's finding herself. And she's reiterated that she got some identity from like people in her career and work to like defer to her, and she's getting a sense of like community and stuff. Is like, well, yeah, based on what you told me, you're looking for like community and you're looking to like really build an identity in fitness of some kind. So like it makes sense that you're, what did she say specifically? Let me rewind this real quick.
I'm not like a Pilates or yoga. I mean, I do yoga actually. I do yoga. But I feel like, yeah, I'm not too.
So you just simply say, well, like, yeah, it sounds like you're kind of all over the place with your fitness. Like you're doing swimming and climbing and Pilates and rock climbing and yoga. Like you're trying to do a lot of different things and you're struggling to like have structure and stability and you're not really getting results in the way that you want. So like, you need to be real with yourself right now. Like, what do you want out of your physique and out of your business or out of your fitness? Do you want to look like a triathlon athlete or do you want to look like an Amazonian warrior? Like, you need to make this decision. And like, when you make this decision, you're going to start deriving a lot more value and purpose out of your life when you're very clear in what you want. You know, this gets into like being a therapist in sales calls. People are unhappy when they're with their life when they are not clear of what they want. They will run in a hamster wheel and try a million different things and get nowhere because they're not telling the universe what they want, because they're not sure what they want. Part of your job is to get them to be completely crystal clear on what they want. And even if they don't hire you, at least they will walk away from the sales call with a clear vision on what they want out of their future. Back to the guy that was 55-year-old version. Like, I don't know where he's at in life. I don't know if he has ever gotten a girlfriend yet. But I hope from the sales call that I had with him, and I that call was like an hour and a half, 2 hours long, because I just like really wanted to help this dude. And I gave him a bunch of information and a bunch of value and like stuff to like help him on his way. Never heard from him again, but I hope that my sales call made it more crystal clear to him what his problem is and how he can solve it, and like that he needs to solve it. And I said it to him too. I was like, dude, do you want to be 70 years old and not have a girlfriend ever in your life? Like, do you want to go your entire life without ever knowing what it feels like to hold a woman? Do you want that? Is that a future? And that is that's a hard question to ask somebody that is sitting in that situation. But I know that my job is to make him aware of where he's going in the future. Like, you will be a 70-year-old man who has never felt a woman's touch if you continue doing what you're doing. You have to solve this problem. I would like to be the one that can help you solve that problem because I know I can help you solve it, but you have to do something. And it's a very uncomfortable conversation. Sometimes sales is very uncomfortable, but the goal is to help the person. And part of that is making them aware of the problems that they're facing, and they need to make it crystal clear to themselves what they're struggling with and where they're trying to go. And if they like you, they'll have you help them get there. If they don't like you, then, you know, at least you help them realize it.
Invested in a particular, like, my body needs to be like this or something. It's more like, oh yeah, it'd be nice if it could be helped. Yeah, but I don't need.
Well, you don't need it. I mean, you're on a sales call. Like, 1 out of 10, how much do you want to look like an Amazonian warrior? I love 1 out of 10 scales because you can't lie to it. It's like, and part of this is like, you want to get them to paint a picture of like, how would you feel if you were an Amazonian warrior? Like, how would people react to you? How would people treat you? How would your coworkers treat you?
You're not really thinking about what we were talking about, like looking that way, feeling that way.
Or yes, more like in a way that's more sustainable for me to keep on doing, and like, I don't know, I think less pressure to maintain it in some way. Yeah.
Okay.
I think like the time, like the weekly program thing. For me, I feel like
and keep in mind, she's not really looking for an Amazonian warrior physique. She's looking for structure and identity. The underlying emotions here are those. The Amazonian warrior, there's more to that story there that we just don't know because there's no questions that dove into it. But 100%, like, asking to look at like other images, other Instagrams of girls that are the physique that she wants, and like, why do you want to look like this? Why this physique versus any other physique?
It's something that will put some stress a little bit. The more I think about it, I'm just like, oh,
really?
Yeah. In some ways.
You know, I'm just kind of curious. I'm also just going to learn here. After I mentioned the price, it felt like the conversation kind of shifted away from like, I don't know. You were really excited about these goals. I mean, this is kind of what I was observing. Really excited, and then it kind of shifted to like, I'm not really thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like which one really is it.
Well, the price does have a big role in how I felt about it personally.
So it kind of is the price.
Yeah, at least for me personally, I don't think
Price is just a reflection of how much you value something. So the only conversation we're having here is how much do you value what you want? Like, how serious are you about what you want? And is this actually what you want? So the conversation at this point is like, it's just a therapy session where it's like, people will pay $10,000 for a surgery to look a certain way. So it's just a matter of like how serious you are. So like, if we're talking 10 years in the future, $600 for you is nothing. Like $600 out of your entire lifetime is nothing, especially to look like an Amazonian warrior. And if you get to that physique, and actually wording, when I get you to that physique, you're going to have that physique for a very long time. It's also not going to be that hard to maintain because maintenance is way easier than getting there. So like the conversation we're having right now is not about price. It's how serious are you? Are you $600 serious about your physique and your health? And it's fine if you're not. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just here to help you. But like this is a conversation you need to have with yourself. How serious are you about this? Obviously, there's some level of seriousness because we're on a call right now about it.
I feel too passionate about it, but I mean, it does sound like a good deal for those who can
like really want the
yeah.
So like if price wasn't there, would this still be something like that you are interested in?
I think I would be like interested in it just to see like, oh, can I do this like program, like this kind of program?
Okay, so this is an easy, like if you're trying to get case studies and testimonials,
you 100% I'm not gonna let you fail. Like I know you know what I mean. Like I'm not gonna let you fail.
I wonder, does he give it? Also, does he offer it for free?
Like about that, I have 100% guarantee like in the thing, and this is the reason like the first people signed up too, because and I've told this to everybody who has signed up, or that I've had a conversation with, which not everybody has signed up. It's not like for some people it didn't make sense. But in this, I put 100% guarantee because I want you to be happy and like satisfied with your results. So I say two things. It's 8 weeks. On week 7, day 6, if you come to me and you're like, hey, like no hard feelings, like this isn't really what I signed up for. 2 things. 1, I'll just give you a full refund. No sweat. All I ask is like, you just let me know how maybe I could have been better. Seriously, like I really mean that. 2, I'll just keep working with you absolutely for free, continuing to check in, text, reach out, set like workouts for you until we do hit the goal. So it also is kind of nice because it's like, oh, like it's 100% satisfaction back guarantee. And I want to include that because I really do believe in this.
I like the first part. I don't know about coaching without money. Unless the upfront offer is that you're coaching them for just a testimony on a case study. I do like though the money back guaranteed because most people will not demand their money back. Although you'll get into a lot of headache with that. That's a decent thing to do in the beginning of your business, but like you want to axe that as quickly as possible, like no refunds, or you're going to hate your business that you build really quick if you give people refunds, because a lot of people will not put in the effort. They won't. Part of a good business sales contract, and this is like an actual contract, is there's obligations both ways. You taking money from somebody, this is a very common mistake that people do in business, is they think because they're collecting money from somebody that they are the one that's obligated to do everything. No, they are also obligated to show up and do the work. There's like, if you're coaching somebody, if you're doing a service business, like a done for you business, and like you're literally doing everything for them, you don't really need a whole lot from them. But if you're doing a coaching business, they are also obligated to not waste your time and show up and do the work. Like, hey, every hour that you make this very clear to them, like I'm working with you and my time, I value my time a lot. And if you're not showing up and not doing your side of the deal, that's time I'm wasting that I could be putting into another client that's more serious about what we're doing here. I'm very serious about what I do. I want to work with very serious people who are also wanting to get these results. So like, if you're not 100% on board with like, I want to do this, I'm ready to go, we should not work together. That's a much better frame to take towards these calls. Now, in the beginning, it's okay. It's not a big deal, but because you just need to get clients and get people through the door. But you need to be moving towards that frame of mind very quickly, because you'll build a business of a bunch of nightmare clients who are going to demand refunds, and you're going to waste a ton of time, make no money, and you're going to be struggling, and then you're going to hate your business.
I believe, like, if you're serious about wanting those goals, like, I can help you get that. Like that you're walking to the pool, feeling like confident, having like the body, and also learn like how to do this long term. Like, you've known me for a couple of years now, right? But I've had a 6-pack for over 8 years. How, like, there's some like certain things, like a couple tweaks and a couple like teaching points. I would love to share. And something like this, like I'm happy to do. With that, does that sound better? Like, completely risk free on you? Let's play it out. Let's play it out. You sign up.
Yeah. Wait for the silence. Let them speak. Don't shush. Don't. Quiet. Silence. Let them simmer in the silence. In the next sales call, I want you to write in big, bold words: silence, awkward silence, pauses. Let them simmer. You're trying to sell yourself now, and you're trying to pitch. You let them object. Let them just let them go until they say something, and then handle that next thing that they're saying.
We go through, you get the results. You won. You sign up, you don't get the results, you ask for the refund.
So I like where you're going with this, Will. I like what you're doing here. The way to do it better is to you're not clearly defining what those things are. Like, the prospect cannot visualize what that looks like. So it needs to be very clear. Like, okay, you're 130 pounds right now. You want to look like an Amazon warrior. What we're going to do is we're going to measure your waist, and we're going to measure your legs or measure your glutes. I'm going to record everything. We're going to get a before photo. And our goal in the next 8 weeks, eight weeks is pretty fast. Our goal is 7 pounds of muscle. And I'm going to put 7 pounds of muscle on your legs and on your glutes. And I'm going to reduce your waist by 1 inch. That is our goal for 7 weeks or 8 weeks. That's probably doable in 8 weeks. That's for 7. Depends on what their size is. But like, it's going to be some work. It's going to be, it's going to be a lot. But when you have those very clearly defined numbers, then it makes it much less ethereal to visualize like what's going to occur. So it's like, and they know exactly what they're getting by the end of the 8 weeks, and it's not this like loose, ambiguous, I'm going to get you your goals in 8 weeks. So like, well, what are those goals? Like, what moves the needle towards looking like an Amazonian warrior?
You got like,
and also keep in mind, this is your foot in the door strategy, Will. Like, the 8-week program is basically just a teaser. It's basically just like getting them warmed up to working with you full time. This is not your main close. This is your foot in the door strategy for your business. $600 might be a bit much right now. For this clientele being young and stuff, but at the end of the 8 weeks, what your goal is to get like crazy fast results, so that they're like, oh, wow, I really love this, and this was really valuable, and I want to continue to do this. I'm like, okay, well, I actually have a 3-month program, and it's this much, and I do payment plans, and it's a bit more discounted. Actually, I don't know if you want to discount it, but like, this is my price for 3 months of coaching, and in 3 months, you saw what we can do in 8 months. Imagine what I can do with you in 3 months or 4 months or 6 months. We also have a 6-month program. And here's the results of the 6 months program. But like, what you're doing right now is just your first close. So
I just don't have that kind of money on me.
So what if we did like a payment plan or something?
I don't know. I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I can't do it.
So it really is just
okay. So you can't be an Amazonian warrior. Like, and this is where it goes back to the questions of like, you have to ask the early questions of like, how long has this been a problem? how long have you been aware of this problem? How long has this problem actually been existing? What'd you look like 2 years ago? What'd you look like a year ago? What do you look like this year? You're eating Cane's chicken. Are you starting to look more like your college version of yourself or your triathlon version of yourself? Like realistically, what is your trajectory and timeline to get to Amazonian Warrior? Again, so pricing, all these pricing objections are handled with front-ended questions that you use to tackle the pricing objection. So the fact that she can't do it is just, pricing is never the real objection.
About the money.
Partly, yeah.
Let's talk. Like, I'm happy to work through this with you. Like, I really don't think like money should be like, I'm happy to do like a payment. Like we could spread this up like $1 over a year or something like that. You know what I mean?
Don't do that. It's funny, but don't say stuff like that because it devalues it. It's like, oh, just go on a date with me. Like, don't reduce it too much to the point where it seems like it's valueless. What you do instead is like, well, it's not, you tackle like, it's not impossible for you to become an Amazonian warrior. Like $600 might be a lot, but like over the next 10 years, it's not really a lot of money. Just depends on what you value. And I think she said she's going to partying. So like, okay, so I'm not going to judge you. I go to raves and festivals. It's literally like my niche in fitness and my brand. Like I know what it's like to party, but like, so you're saying you're not really serious. You're not serious about your physique and your fitness. And you then silence, awkward pause, awkward silence, let them sit there with it. And you hit them in the face with like, okay, so like, you're not really serious about this. And you want to know that answer too, by the way. You want to know their answer to that question. How serious are you really with this? Because you do not want to waste your time with somebody who is not serious. Will, part of the reason I'm coaching you is because I know you're serious as fuck. I would not be doing this for you if I didn't see how serious you were with this. Like, you'll learn that very quickly in business that you do not want to work with people that are not serious.
No.
Hey, that's totally fair. Is there anything like that I could do to change your mind, or no? You don't think so?
So you're trying to like sell and persuade. Nope. Just okay. Like totally understandable. I like to have fun. You're young. So you're not serious about being an Amazonian warrior. You're not serious about your health. Hit them with everything that they just told you that they want. Hit them with it. You just told me 20 minutes ago that you want to look like this. And this is like, you just told me this whole long spiel. Again, this is why you get them to tell a bunch of stories and really get into their visions and stuff. You just painted me a beautiful story of like why you want this and where you're at and like why this is important to you. Now, 20 minutes later, it's not important to you. Like you're looking for stability and security in your life and accountability, but like, how are you going to get that in yourself if you're not even 20 minutes ago, you flip-flop? Like, that's uncomfortable questions to ask somebody, but that's the questions that need to be answered so that you do the little therapy session of like making them realize what is actually important in their life. A great salesperson will force the prospect to clarify what they are doing in their life. And this is actually like literally a YouTube video I'm working on right now, actually on mindset and entrepreneurship and business, but it's basically it comes from an Earl Nightingale video that I was listening to. Successful people know how to solve problems, but the trick is not achieving our goals, but establishing what our goals with extreme clarity. When you know exactly what you want, it's very easy to achieve it because it's very clear and defined. If she was 100% on like, I want to be the baddest bitch in the fucking world at my job, and I want to look like an Amazonian warrior, and I want to stand there with like trunks in my swim trunks or my swimsuit, and like I'm shredded and I look like I can fight next to Wonder Woman. If that's her vision of her future, she will get it. It doesn't matter. She might not get it with you. She might not pay for that, but she will get it because she's clear. And your job is to help her with making that clarity. Even if she doesn't pay you, the goal here is not to collect money. The goal here is to get the client to be clear on what they want and then you establish that you can help them with it. It is not to persuade them or sell them. Get anybody watching this right now, your job is not to close somebody and sell somebody. It's to get them to realize what their vision is and what their goal is and how crystal clear are they on it. When they are crystal clear on it, they will make the decision whether this is right for them or not. This is why I don't like to price backpedal and stuff like that, because there is no free is not enough. Free is not cheap enough for somebody who doesn't have clarity. Free is not enough for people who don't know what they want. It doesn't matter how free you make it. It is not enough. It is not free enough.
I don't think so at the moment.
Totally fair. Totally. I'll just finish the last statement and I'll let you go because you're about to cook, right?
Yeah, I'm about to cook.
So you can just also kind of think about this in the back of your head. I like playing out the options, and there's essentially three paths. One, like we do it, we get you into like the bod, you win. The second one, you do it, something comes up, you break a leg. I'm not delivering on like my service, like you get a refund, because like I really do mean like I want people to be satisfied and like refer other people.
Don't give options. Just keep options out of it. Don't engage the mind with options because it makes them confused. She's already confused and she's already not sure. You're just adding to the confusion. Just reframe it and say like, I will refund you. Like if I don't even say that. Don't even say like, if I don't deliver or put up my services, because that you will never do that. I will not work with you if you ever do that. Like you deliver what you say you're going to deliver to the people that you work with, period. Don't ever not deliver for them. So there shouldn't even be a guarantee of like delivery, because that's not even in your thought process of a wheelhouse. If somebody's worried about that, they 100% should not even be hiring you.
And the last thing, you don't sign up and then you don't take the chance. And it's the only way to like guarantee. They're
not taking a chance. That adds more confusion and uncertainty here. Don't say that. Don't say you're taking a chance here with me. They're not. Like, you're going to get them the results. You have to be supremely confident in what you're selling. They're going to get the results. It's just how serious are they about wanting this?
You kind of don't get there at the end of the day.
I'm not attached to an outcome. So like as long as I feel like I'm doing some kind of physical activity a day, I'm okay. Yeah, for now. Perhaps like, hey, maybe like in 6 months, maybe someone will propose and I'll be like, I need a fit gym. Or besides that, like I got invited to my first rave.
That'd be huge.
And by then I'd have all the money saved up.
She wants you to invite her to a rave. I'm just getting vibes that she likes you, man. Like she's pretty sure she just wants to talk to you. I'm pretty sure that this was what the sales call. This reminds me of another sales call that I had with a guy who watched me on YouTube, and like halfway, he was a huge fan of my content and always messaged me and stuff. And like, I started doing calls and like he popped up on a call, and like halfway through the call, I realized he didn't give a shit about like what I was servicing or business. He just wanted to talk to me. He was just like, I mean, I really love your content. And it's like, it was super awesome to talk to you. Like, okay, I guess we're just talking. But like, that's the vibe I'm getting here. It's like, she just wanted to talk to you.
From working as an Amazonian woman at Barden. Yeah, it was more so curiosity for the moment, for sure. Yeah. But I believe in your goals, and I believe from working as an Amazonian woman at Barden. Perhaps like hey, maybe like in 6 months, maybe someone will propose and I need fit. Or besides that, like I got invited to my first rave.
She's looking for you to invite her to a rave right there. That facial expression. Yeah. And you realize it too. You fucking know.
That'd be huge.
And by then I'd have all the money saved up. From working as an Amazonian woman at Barden.
This is a great first sales call.
Yeah, it was more so curiosity for the moment, for sure. Yeah.
She seems like a sweet girl.
Believe in your goals and visions and your coaching license, and then and then you'll have like a portfolio by then.
Like, I'm super excited. Any chance is there anybody at like the co-op or roommates or something like that might be interested? Yeah.
Oh, did you just go for the referral? On your first sales call? Holy shit, dude. Like, I know I'm like, this is a long video and a lot of information. That is amazing that you just went for a referral. I know salespeople that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and they do not pull the referral question. It is the best question to ask on a sales call. I love referral questions. If whoever's watching this, ask for referrals, dude. Like, I know you're gonna be so fucking successful at what you're doing, Will. Like, I've never believed in somebody as much as I believe in you based on what I've seen you do in the past 2 months. The fact that you're doing everything right, you're just doing it in the wrong order. Yeah, you're doing a lot of things right here. You're just not doing them in the right order. And there's a little tweaks and nuances that need to be improved here. But like, dude, you are so far ahead of like, oh my God. I need to find a really like bad first sales call, like some guys that I coached that were young or something. Like, this is solid. I am so happy that you
might have like coworkers or something that might be interesting.
Really? Is it like one person that comes to mind?
Where's my antibiotics?
Not sure actually. One person.
Somebody you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I have yeah, there's some people that are like, I have a friend that's trying to go into the military.
Yeah, like, who was the mean girl in high school for you? Wait, we don't want to make her Amazonian warrior. Like, wait, actually, you can play a joke with this. Be like, who's your arch nemesis so I can get her the Amazonian warrior princess body? And then you're like, fuck, I got to do it too now. It's like
Terry, I guess, or something. But he is like a little bit bigger guy, or just yeah. I have some coworkers that like I can hear how they don't feel as confident in their physique. Maybe just like some coworkers, like.
So, I love this. Here's what you do. So you just basically say, like, you've heard my mission, you've heard what I'm about. I'm very serious about this. I love that you jumped on this call to like learn a little bit about you. I would like to help you, but it doesn't sound like you're very serious with it. Totally fine. I get it. You know, we're young, you got stuff to do and we don't make a lot of money. When you are serious about it, get back to me because I would love to help you. If you know anybody that I can help, I would love to help them. And you just keep it in the back of your mind of anybody that you run across that's like talking about fitness or like talking about trying to lose weight or trying to get in shape or trying to be healthier, and send them my way. And here's what I'll do. I will discount your service $300 for every referral that you bring me. So if you bring me 2 people, I will do this for you for free because you help me make money. You help me grow this business, and I appreciate that. And then you get 3 clients and a testimonial, and you also get a salesperson that brings you prospects and clients. And if $600 is a lot for her right now at her age and her career, $300 a lead might be worth it to her to actually bring clientele to you. And it might actually become like a very lucrative thing, especially if she's a triathlete who's like in the fitness space and people are starting to defer to her at her career on fitness.
Yeah. Just a couple. I've just been hearing like these past couple of days, they're like, oh, I feel like I need to lose some weight. I feel fat or something. Like I have that. Like they say that, it makes me feel sad. But
who is it? What's her name? So what you do immediately is what's their name? Tell me about them. Like, how long you know them, like friends, career, like social circle. Okay. Can you pull out your phone real quick and text her and just say, hey, I'm talking to my friend who's in fitness right now. I remember you saying a few days ago that you're looking to get in shape and be healthy. Let me connect you with my friend, and then just connect me with a friend. And if she has any objections to that, all you say is, well, didn't you just say like a few days ago, she was talking about losing weight? Like you would be helping her friend, or you'd be helping your friend achieve her goals. Like, do you want her to help her? And if they have any objections on that, it's just because they don't have clarity on what you do and what you service.
Is there any chance you could like possibly introduce me? Yeah.
I can like run it by them for sure and see how they feel about it.
Nope. So, dude, you got to lead. You have to. This is, again, goes back to frame of the conversation. You are leading the conversation. You are an expert at what you do. You can help people. You are good at it, and you're extremely serious on what you do. And you also have a mission and a vision on what you're doing. You have supreme confidence that you can help people. She doesn't need to run anything by her. Pull out your phone. All right, what's her name? Okay. Can you pull out you got her phone number? Okay. Can you text her real quick and just say, hey, I'm talking to my friend Will, who helps people get in shape. You said like a few days ago that you're looking to get in shape. I'd love to connect you. He's an awesome guy. Let me send you his number. and I'm going to give him your number. So expect a text message from him. That's it. And like, you'll never get an objection. I've never gotten an objection from that, as long as they understand the value that you bring in your business and service.
Yeah, totally. Like run it by them. Is there like one or two people that you're kind of thinking about?
Yeah, at least one. I'm not sure like how they would feel about it, or like how
it could totally be like a sense of,
why would you feel a certain way about it? People don't care. If anybody hits you with like, hey, I want to help you because a couple of days ago you said you were struggling with a problem, nobody's going to object to that. She has the objection. It's not the perceived objection that she thinks that this person is going to have is her objection. So you need to tackle that objection. Is like, well, why do you think your friend wouldn't be comfortable with you wanting to help her with something?
like kind of weird bringing up.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think at least one, we're cool, so be like, oh,
It would help me out so
Yeah.
much. Just having like conversation. Like we don't even need to hop on a call like this.
Mhm.
If you could just like talk to them and just ask if like they'd be open to like just texting, or like I could share my Instagram. You know, keep it super casual.
okay.
That would be awesome. When are you next seeing them?
That's a good question. I just saw a lot of people yesterday for a going away party for someone. That was fun. But yeah, I'll be teaching like a class this week, so I'm not really at Barton working. I'll probably still like swing by. So if I do see them in like the evenings, I could just like, oh yeah, one of my friends like is starting up. We said a 6-week program.
Very low. There's a very low chance that you'll get a referral on this. And even if you do, if she does approach, here's what's going to happen. And this is what I learned in an MLM. Do not let the amateur sell your service. Do not let the person that knows nothing about your service try to explain it, because they will butcher it, and it will not turn into a lead. And I reiterate this to people that give me referrals. I tell them, hey, do not, if they ask you about what I do, do not explain it, because you don't know what I do. Like you're not. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time building my business and my services, and I'm a professional at delivering that message. Let me deliver that message. You don't need to sell them. You don't need to explain anything to them. Just say, hey, I know you have a problem. I really can't explain it to you exactly what he does. Well, if it's like fitness, it's very straightforward. It's fitness, but like more business related problems, just tell them like, hey, I know a guy who can solve this problem for you. I'm not going to try to explain it to you because I'm not the expert. Just send the phone number and get them to text me, and don't worry about it. I'll handle explaining everything to them.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
Through everything.
8 weeks. Yeah. So yeah, I can just like what's the word? Yeah, talk about it.
And that would literally mean the world. Like
Maybe like print some flyers out or something and put them outside Barton. I bet.
honestly, you're the second person that's told me to
Really, like I could put them.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Dude, especially right now, the summer season's kicking up, so you should.
Dude, honestly, I just go to Barton and start fucking talking to everybody. Just be like, quick 5-second elevator pitch, or like, hey, I'm a fitness coach looking to bring on clients. I'm hustling right now, busting my ass in the weather while all you guys are enjoying yourself, laying out in the sun. Here's my card. Here's my Instagram. Have an NFC tag and just swipe people's phone. If anybody needs coaching, I'm down to help. Anybody needs to improve their fitness, and just like hammer a bunch of people. That's actually really, I would do the flyers, and I would do that.
Advertise it like looking for your Barton body.
Actually, when I come back to Austin, I need to shoot public content out around like Barton Springs and walking the bike trail and stuff. And I need a cameraman. So Will, when you see this, might end up just doing this like with you. You can hit up people for fitness, and I can, if you want to help me shoot some content.
Well, you're looking for that summer butt. You're looking for that Barton booty. I got it.
Honestly, I bet you get some people.
Okay, let me
the Barton booty. You should. There's something there. Write that down.
I'm asking so many questions.
There's some people that show up right now.
I might have to put up some flyers too. By the way, seriously, like great talking with you.
Yeah.
I hope all is well with you. You kind of look like you're glowing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I do have a lot.
I love the energy. So like, hope all cooking goes well in the co-op. And maybe I'll circle back in like a week or something, or hear whatever they say.
All right. Well, nice to see you. It's nice talking.
It's great talking to you, Karina. Bye.
Overall, that was a good fucking sales video, man. Like or sales call. I wouldn't. All we got to do is like redo a few things. I think you just have to ask more questions and get deeper into the problems and insecurities and pains and stuff. Um, really get them to paint a crystal clear vision of their future and get them to tell stories about their past. Pay attention to their emotional words and emotional triggers or emotional stories, or like anything around identity, anything around them being perceived a certain way by people. That is super important information. And then you've got some like very common objections that you're going to get, which is like diet and meal prepping and planning and stuff. You need to have an answer for every single objection. People that don't want to cook or can't go to the grocery store, like don't want to buy healthy or don't understand any of that stuff. You need to have like, basically your response to that needs to be like, oh, don't even worry about that. I handle literally everything for you. All you got to do is respond to my text messages and you'll have everything you need for your nutrition and stuff. Very straightforward stuff. Now, there's one last thing. First, for anybody who has watched this video, if you're at this point and you're interested, I actually do a business journal in 365 days. It's a video journal. In fact, this is basically part of the video journal for today. Every single day, I'm recording videos and basically building a business from scratch, from the ground up. Brand new YouTube channel, brand new social media, brand new content, everything, all of the systems and automations, everything that I've learned over the past 17 to 18 years of doing. I've been doing YouTube for 18 years, professionally 7 years, sales for 5 years, and marketing for a long time. Built multiple online communities for thousands of members and coached in a lot of online communities. And basically, you're going to see everything behind the scenes that I'm doing to build a business. And you're also going to see some content from Will. So if you're watching this video somewhere outside of the journal, you can join the journal and you can actually see a lot of the progress that I'm doing with Will and any other people that I coach with. With that said, there's one more thing, Will. It's your tone. So I get it, totally understand it. You're in crunch time and you're very much in a position where you need to make sales. The problem with that is you get essentially what I call commission breath. It's the vibe that salespeople give off when they're like starving and they're hungry and they like have to get a sale. And you can see that in your body language. You can see it in how you're talking, especially at the end.
Just like
you're asking for a lot and you're trying to take. You're in an emotional place. If we go back to the journal from like day one, the emotional spiral, you're maintaining and you're definitely in your courage and working towards it, but you're also operating in fear and anxiety. And you can see that in your body language. You can see that you're hungry and you need to make money. And I get it. I'm not judging you, but you cannot, this is a mistake I made for a long time in my sales career, where I was in like starve mode and trying to survive. Survival in sales, having a survival body language in sales is going to fuck up your sales tremendously. If you watch your replay, there's a lot of body language and talking that's like very needy, but not like needy and secure, needy and like I need money. Like you can feel that you need clientele and stuff. And I know it can be annoying to hear like don't be like that, especially when you're in that place. But you really need to I'm going to teach you a breath work test technique that you need to do before every sales call, and I guarantee you it's going to help you increase your closes. But you have to meet people in an emotional state of like willingness, acceptance, and love. So like, and there's parts of it that you in the call, like where you flip flop, where you can kind of see it, where you are very confident that you can deliver on this stuff. You just need to be entirely confident the entire time, and you need to open the frame of the conversation and lead the conversation the entire time. You are the expert. You know what you can do. You know what you can service. They don't need to know any of that. All you need to know is about them. All you need to know is like, who are you? What's going on in your life? Where are you trying to be? What are you trying to do right now? How much money have you spent trying to do all that stuff? And what's that look like for you? Like, how serious are you about this? That's all a sales call is. It's all sales calls are, is just asking a ton of questions and getting clarity. The close will happen regardless. The only job you have is to make sure they are crystal clear in what they want, and they're crystal clear that you are the one who can deliver that. Yeah. And other than that, it's just like repositioning some things and questions and stuff that you're doing, understanding like the main flow sequence of a sales call. I'll send you one of my recent sales calls for video, for a video. Actually, it was a 20-year TV video editor who worked in TV who's looking to get into YouTube video editing. And he was looking for a $2,000 offer to basically teach him how to market himself, basically a landing page in a sales funnel for his video editing expertise for YouTube. But basically the entire time I just ask a bunch of questions, and I'm not even the one that I'm just the sales guy. I'm not even servicing the business. I don't do the labor. I don't really know shit about how the service is done. I don't know anything about how the processes go for helping the guy get what he wants, other than he will get what he wants. And that's where just like confidence in your ability and confidence in what you're doing. My partner who is in that is the one who would be doing the service and the coaching and the execution. And he was ready to go. Like the only thing, he basically had to like pay rent, and it was paying like $6,000 or $8,000 a month for living, and was trying to he was off work for 6 months and making bad decisions and just didn't have the cash at that moment. Need to follow up with him. Sam, if you're watching this video, we should follow up with him and see where he's at. And he loved the job. He loved the sales call. And you'll see through that sales call that I basically, at the end of it, he's like ready to go. And we had a great call and a great conversation. And I even gave him some advice. I gave him an option to make money, actually. So he owned the place that he owns in California, super expensive. And he was talking about getting a roommate, and I'm like, don't do that. Just do pad split. It's this new thing in real estate. I'm not going to get into it, but long story short, it's just like weekly leases. So like $200 a week, $300 in his area, but he'd be basically making $1,200 or so a month just with one bedroom, and probably $2,400 a month or more if he did 2 or 3 bedrooms, up to like $3,000. I don't know how many bedrooms he had, but basically I gave him, completely off topic, completely not about any of the service business that we were doing. But I just wanted to help him. I was like, you got a problem with making money right now. I don't like seeing people not be able to make money, because I've been there. I've slept on fucking couches. I know what that's like. Again, empathy, meeting people where they're at. I do not want anybody I talk to have to go through that. Let me help you out. Here's some knowledge and information. Go look into pad splits. You can make $300 a week from every bedroom that you have, and it'll help you cover your mortgage and rent and stuff. And just gave it to him for free. Like, because my job is to help him. My job is to help the problems of the person that you're struggling with. So that's the energy that you have to take into your sales calls. I know it's hard to do when you're in the position that you're in your business and struggling to get stuff rolling, but you have to be conscious of that. You have to be conscious of like just being like loving and like, hey, I'm ready to fucking help anybody I can. I'm excited. I can do this. I don't need anybody, but I will be there. I do need money, but I don't want to come off like I need it. That's the approach that you need to take. And man, we're up to 2 hours and 40 minutes on this fucking call. This has been a long one. If anybody has been to this point here, bravo. And I hope this has been super valuable to some people. Because I'm losing my voice and I've got strep throat and it's 11 o'clock at night now. So, okay.